Hello, everyone! Welcome to SOS 42. I am Kraken Mare, joined by Shads 42, commentating at SOS 42. How you doing, Shads?
I am doing great. I'm super excited for this first matchup.
Yes,
Ooh.
I am excited as well. We have a good one, don't we, Shads?
Oh, yeah, we definitely do. We are doing... Let's see, who are we doing today? The Grillers versus Illumineye. Am
Yes,
I correct in
the
thinking that
Griller.
the Grillers are West Broadway Grillers for pickups composed of members from that team?
No, they are the Grillers now. They are not the West Broadway Grillers. It used to be two teams. There used to be the East and the West, but I think the East disbanded, so they just went ahead and just made themselves the Grillers. But it should be mostly composed of the same people. So, for the most part, I believe I don't have the rosters here on hand, but I believe it should be the same as West Broadway Grillers, other than a couple changes that they've had. A couple people have come and gone. Here are the rosters, yes. So, yes, Toxic, Cookie, Devi, people we're all used to on Grillers, just to name a few. And, of course, we haven't even mentioned one of our teams yet, Shads.
Yeah, Illumineye. I've run into them in low ink before. They're a pretty cool team.
Yes, Illumina is pretty awesome. We're glad to see them back. We've seen them recently, I believe, on stream, but I can't remember what tournament exactly. But always glad to see returning faces. It makes me quite happy to see. And hopefully here we'll be starting here. And our first map tonight, if I can pull it up very quickly, is going to be on Splat Zone's Mackle Mart, the classic.
Yeah, arguably the most balanced map in the game. I would go so far as to argue the most balanced map mode combo. But it's a great map. A lot of people love it. A lot of weapons are good on it. If Devi's playing, we'll probably see the Hydra, which makes me excited.
Yeah, you're probably right in that. I do think we're going to see the Hydra, but it wouldn't surprise me if they decide to go with Heavy Deco, just depending on who is playing tonight and how aggressive they need Devi to be. So if they need Devi to be a little bit more aggressively, I would not be surprised if we see something like that. But I think Hydra is normally what they play on this map, but it has been... If you're not participating in this SOS, our great practice for Super Jump that'll be happening in about a week and a half, Shads.
Yeah, Super Jump, of course, being IPL's very own major. We recently had a major tournament in Riptide, which is a LAN, and instead of waiting months and months for another major, we're going to have one run in-house by us. It's going to be amazing. Well, us, general us, not you and me, per se.
I mean, I'll be running it. I'll be there. I've been excited. Glad to see that we could finally get this together. Nonetheless, Splat Zone's Mackle Mart.
It's a very important part of a squid or an octopode kid's diet. Make sure you get your cereal, everyone.
I'm pretty sure that the cereal companies just want us to say that. We didn't get paid to say that. Anywho, so here we go. Splat Zone's on Mackle Mart. Devi's going to go ahead and pull out the Blah Blobber. I believe I remember Devi practicing it, but I haven't seen it in action personally. Not saying they haven't. And a little bit surprising, Captain.
Yeah, I am too. I have always known Devi as a backline player, most notably for their Hydra, but also for their various heavies. So it's definitely very interesting to see them play Blob, but I can see the logic here, especially since it is the Blob Deco, a lot of tank power just from the main weapon, from the sub weapon, from the special weapon. The Griller's moving up here really fast too, which I love. This map is something that you can lock out really easily on if you can get into the opponent's spawn, and most teams don't do that. So it's good to see the Griller at least attempting to do it.
Unable to get up that block, but going ahead and getting one with that bomb. The 52 goes down, and the Tri-Slasher goes down with tag teaming with the other NZAP in that. That is going to go ahead and be a double. Radish gets flanked, but not going to go down because of that baller. Good save there. Multiple members going down on the Grillers. Illumineye going to push up quickly and cap that zone. 3 members of the Grillers do end up going down, and of course the Splash was the only one alive, and in a bad situation falls down and effectively there getting nothing and just kind of suiciding into the opponent. Not what you want to do when your opponent has already got 30 points gone on the scoreboard.
Yeah, especially because right now the Grillers, their special competition, they have double bomb rush, they have armor, and they have missiles. So their special combinations really depend on them chaining it successfully to push in. Meanwhile, on the side of Illumineye, you have the 2 Booyah Bombs, which are a bit more independent. It doesn't require another special to be popped at the same exact time or in conjunction with it to actually push in. So Grillers definitely need to make something happen, and they need to really focus on coordinating all those specials because a double bomb rush is pretty deadly and you can push in on it. It's just, you gotta be in sync with your teammates.
Alright, here comes Devi with the bomb rush. Gonna go ahead and try to push up since they have control of the zone. Gonna go down to the Tri-Slasher. Tri-Slasher in a 2v1 versus the NZAPs. Going ahead and get that pick. That both NZAPs are gonna go down to Luca. Luca not playing around anymore. And just like that, that was a wipe on the Grillers. But right now, Illumineye is not pushing up. Something you really highlighted earlier, and even the little bit of attempt to push up, they go ahead and go 3 down. But Luca again getting another one, getting swarmed, popping rain, and jumping out. And a little bit of a nice paint here from the rain. Just kind of contribute towards the zone when they're ready to push back in this 3v4 situation that they have.
Yeah, Booyah Bomb's coming out. Devi's gonna have to reposition. So we got one down on the side of the Illumineye as Devi launches their bomb rush. Another bomb rush also came out from the Splash. So there's that double bomb rush we talked about, which is very, very good at pushing people away because even if the bombs don't kill people, it forces them back. One of the Zaps getting a pick on, looks like the Exploser in the corner there, which is very important. The Exploser outranges every single member of the Grillers, so they definitely want to keep that down between the massive amount of damage and paint that it can output and the range. It's definitely dangerous.
And just like that, the Grillers are up.
Very nice KO.
Yes, it was a very nice KO. Already up 1-0 on Illumineye. A pretty strong showing here for the Grillers. And, just a really good showing there by Taku, which we didn't actually see them do too much on stream. I think it was just, unfortunately, with the camera work this time around, they didn't get to show how well they were doing on that NZAP. Yeah,
definitely, though. Illumineye did very well against the Grillers. So Grillers are banned in Low Ink, as a lot of people know. So on paper, Grillers, stronger team. The fact that Illumineye was actually able to push in a couple times and force the Grillers back and get the score down as far as they did was very good. Most low-level teams aren't going to be able to do that. So they're definitely showing some potential. It'll be interesting to see how they do in Low Ink next month.
Yeah, of course, Low Ink not happening this month with Super Jump existing. We're pushing everybody towards it, and of course, it's a 2-day event, so it's a very similar-ish format to Low Ink. So even if you've not played in a major, don't be scared of Super Jump because it's a major. Nah, you're still gonna get to day 2. You're gonna be able to play just like Low Ink, a little bit different times, but hey, you know what? It's all right. We're all here to have fun. It's not about winning or losing. It's about having fun and, of course, competing, getting better. But getting back to this set, Tower Control Inkblot Art Academy. I'd be really surprised to see the Blobber here, Shads.
Yeah, it would be interesting. Could you make it work in the right comp? Yeah, I think Riptide's Grand Final showed that you can make anything work in the right hand. I don't think we'll see the Blob, though. I think Devi will go on heavy Hydra. I don't know where Lumineye's going to go. Their backline last game was an Exploser. Exploser traditionally is a Splat Zone Clan Blitz weapon, and even then, not as frequently on Clan Blitz as you used to see it when it first came out. So it's going to be interesting. Are they going to go backlineless? Are they going to pull out a Siege? Maybe they are secretly a Charger player.
Well, you don't have to wait any longer, Shads, and we do see that Hydra coming out from Devi, And I don't even see a backline at all here for the side of Illumineye. They're going for that whole forward comp, especially with that Carbon Roller and 52 Gal.
Yeah, so I actually really like Illumineye's comp here. It's got a lot of paint to output all that paint for the Carbon Roller, which can be very, very deadly. It also has a lot of killing power. The Carbon, of course, as I mentioned, kills very quickly. You can do the burst conflict combination, but then you also have the Flashmatic, which kills very, very fast, and you have the 2-shot in the corner of the Gal. Meanwhile, besides Grillers, you have the Hydra, which is a very powerful backline, but slow-moving. We're going to see Devi on that tower a lot, most likely. Very nice kill there from Devi, by the way. The double end zap, again, one of which being the orange zap, so missiles, and finally they have a Booyah Bomb, which I do like to see. Booyah is very good in power. And we're seeing the Grillers pushing way up, already almost to the 3rd checkpoint. That is really where things snowball on this map. And Devi is just dancing around that bowl, trying to stay alive.
Yeah, you are right there, trying to stay alive. Of course, not going to be able to just this time, but look at this end zap in a really great position to get some jumps in if they can do that. The end zap on the Griller specifically in this case. If they can get a couple jump-ins, that would be huge, but I don't think anybody ended up jumping in. They do manage to get a pick. They managed to get 2. They managed to get 3 with Devi getting the other one. And just like that, the tower doesn't even get back to the 1st checkpoint position. And just like that, the Grillers are already pushing up again. And we see a little bit of contestant here from the, I believe it was the Splash. Yes, the Splash and the 52 Gal. And both of them are going to go down this complete wipe at the 3rd checkpoint. Just like that, Cookie can go up to the spawn shield. Can they... It'll be enough to deter Illumineye from getting to that tower. And just like that, the Grillers are up 2-0 in this first round of SOS 42.
Textbook how you want to play Inkblot tower control right there. Just heavy pressure. Devi did a great job coming in the left flank instead of going to the plat, which most backlines do.
Way to play tower control in Fly Art Academy. You know, I am screaming enough how well they played there that it is peaking my microphone, according to our producer, so I need to calm down a little bit and back up. But Clam Blitz Piranha Pit, though, of course, we are in a play all 3 situation. No matter what the score is in the group, you will play 3 games. It's good about that. It's good to get that experience here.
Grillers? Not my favorite. Sloshers thrive here, so I wonder if Illumineye will go back to the double Slosher comp they were running on Splatoon's Mako. Good work here. Grillers is going to be interesting. They are seen to heavily favor that double end zap comp, and one of the end zaps being the orange end zap. That thing spits out missiles like crazy. It's one of the fastest missile-getting weapons in the game, but it's one that doesn't really get played a lot because it's looked at as, well, I mean, it does the job okay, but there's other weapons that do it better on paper, like the K-Shot. So
Yes,
it's going to be
you
interesting to see if the Grillers are going to go to a different weapon pool, per se, for this map.
Yeah, they definitely can, with just how different it is compared to other maps we've seen so far. And we do see a good bit of difference. We're still going to have the K-Gal, still going to have the Tri-Slosher, but we're going to go ahead and see a Radish pull out that Junior, and Jade go with a weapon we don't see very often, which is the Forge Splattershot Pro. Used to see a lot more in Splat 1. But hey, doesn't hurt to see it again. And just like that, the Grillers going to go ahead and go 2 down in this situation. Raditz is trying to push up. Still has popped armor for their team. Hammer comes out from the... and but the
Sploosh 7.
Yes, the
It's
Sploosh 7.
interesting.
I'm like,
Normally
what weapon has... I just think about what weapon even has hammer in this game, because this weapon you don't see very often. Cookie go ahead and score. We see Devi with 3 more clams. They can go ahead and score more, but right now they're focusing on getting Jade here, and they do manage to get Jade. Devi, score points, please! We see more points, though, coming from the Grillers. I believe that was the K-Pro getting that, and the Sploosh going ahead and getting one effective trade, though. Devi still having one more clam, but not going to be able to get to that basket anymore with the defense there from Jade coming in and stopping them at 47 remaining. A solid 53 points scored, though, in that one single push here in the first minute and 15 seconds, Chad.
Yeah, it's an excellent push to start off of on those maps. I wouldn't say that it's excessively safe, because it is easy to overcome that with one really good push or even 2 moderately good pushes, but it's definitely a very strong first push, much better than, say, a push to 60. Jade coming in now on the rail, trying to get somebody in to get that clam in position, but 2 going down somewhere else on the map while Jade is busy dealing with, it looks like K-Pro down there. So yes, that push is going to die before it can even begin, but the bubble tech is coming out now. Jade getting a beautiful pick.
Down where Jade was so perfectly. I mean, that was fantastic. Before Jade could even respond, they missed. Down, and we see, oh, no more going down there. Good try there by Luca, not successfully get anything. We see the NZAP 89 trying to push forward as well. Not going to be able to do so with the Booyah Bomb ready there from the 52 on Illumineye.
Yeah, and Taku there got a nice pick with an Autobomb, which is pretty unusual. Usually Autobombs don't get kills. Actually making another ball now. So there's 2 balls now on the side of the Grillers. It's interesting that both of them have chosen to toss them away, though. One of them is definitely going to die there. So they're sacrificing the 20 points that that ball's worth for the decrease in visibility, because, of course, when you're holding one of those combo plants, it paints a giant red flag on you for the other teams to basically say, here I am, come and kill me. Devi getting a little greedy there, trying to take down a lot of people in Luther, just rushing them down before moving on to take out Taku. It's a very nice double there from Luca. Can Luca get the third?
I should point out that Luca's at 15, make that 15 KA now. Look at that, they're above their weapon. You can see that in the spectator mode, which is fantastic. For anyone that doesn't know, the left side is their kills and assists combined, just like you would see on the normal scoreboard at the end. And then you see the second one is how many specials they pop. So they have already 15 KA and 2 range, which 2 range is not too crazy to deal with. That might actually be less than they may be normally getting. But still, in just 4 minutes, having themselves 15 KA, they are on pace to have a 20 KA game in this one, Chaz.
Yeah, they definitely are, which is really good. Luca definitely doing the best out of this, like, seeing weapons on Illumineye, and which is very interesting considering that they're competing with a K-Pro and a 52, not a K-Pro, a Forge Pro, sorry, and a 52, both of which can get killed a lot faster.
Radish here trying to get that flank on Devi. Not going to be able to do so. The Sploosh comes in and it says, nah, fam, that we're going to take you down. And here comes the Sploosh trying to get another one, but no! Gonna go down to the 52. 3 members down on the side of the Grillers. Illumineye pushing up as quickly as they can. Just Devi remaining. They really just need to push Devi. They can do this. Devi going to be in a bad situation. Going to go down. 52 going to throw that Booyah Bomb. The basket is open. They will have one shot to do so. Multiple members are down on the Grillers. Another one goes down. They have no clams though, and 3 members go down. Radish is having no clams. This will be the end of this push, ads.
Yeah, if they'd had just a bit more time, and three members of the Illumineye who were currently up over by the basket, if they had split up a bit better, 2 people going back to grab clams, 1 person trying to go after, I believe it was the K-Pro there that was still underneath the basket, they might have been able to get at least the push extended. 16 KA for Luca in total, by the way. Very, very nice to see on a Tri-Slosher.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about how they were getting they were on pace to get right about 20K. So 18K, not too shabby. They had a couple deaths there at the end, which cost them the 20K game. But nonetheless, good attempt there by Illumineye to make a comeback on the Grillers. But at the end of the day, it will not be enough. Grillers will take this set 3-0.
Yeah, which I think a lot of people expected, but Illumineye definitely fought very, very well, and it's definitely a team that if you're into looking at lower level competitive, keep an eye on them for the next couple months, see what happens.
Well, Chad, I think we're going to take a short break here before our round 2 set. We haven't got word who will be in our round 2 just quite yet, so stay tuned here for more SOS 42 action.
Welcome back, everyone, to SOS 42. I'm Chad, joined by everybody's favorite fish, Kraken Mare, and we are going to have Geek Squids versus Moonlight Capital. So, I recognize Geek Squids. Everybody loves Geek Squids. If you don't love Geek Squids, you need to love Geek Squids because Geek Squids are pure and wholesome and amazing.
They do the funnies on Twitter.com. Well, some of the fun.
They're the best.
Yes, you are right. Everyone should love GeekSquid. There's one of those teams that everyone should love. You know, things like other teams like the Wiggly Phantoms are up there as well. But yes, we see quite the normal roster here from the GeekSquid group. I'm not sure which of the four or which of the five, excuse me, will be playing in this, and they might rotate. I know they have subbed before mid-set, but yeah, Moonlight Capital though, team we've also seen, I believe, is another Lowing team. My memory's right.
Possibly. I haven't run into them personally, so, but it's totally possible of how many teams we get in Lowing every month. I know there was a team called the Night Logic, which might be who you're thinking of, but I don't recognize anybody on Moonlight Capital. So it's a big question mark. It's like Div 8 and Woody. You have no results, so it's like, is it going to be some crazy good person? Is it going to be maybe a Div 1 team that just has no results because it's a bunch of people? We don't know. It's going to be a big question mark, and those are always the best sets to watch.
Yeah, always the best sets to watch. You know, I gotta love Lowing, even if we don't have one this week or this month. That's okay.
It's okay, Kraken.
It's okay. And yeah, transitioning to the maps here, we're gonna go ahead and not play on those maps. There we go. Rainmaker, Blackbelly Skate Park. Woo!
Woo!
One of the most popular Rainmaker maps right here with a Blackbelly Skate Park. Very much not new anymore, but very much improved, Shads.
I have opinions. I have a backladder on Blackbelly. It's not fun.
Well, that's.
But it is one of the most entertaining ones to watch for Rainmaker.
I love how hated this map was prior to the update, and now people are like, "Yes, it's actually pretty solid." It's
I'm
still
in the weird camp that liked it before the update.
I mean, I didn't mind it before the update. Not really great on Rainmaker, but nonetheless, yeah, you know, it's a very good one. You got multiple different ways to go about this. You of course go right up the middle. You can use the block to kind of hop up right there. It's really risky, but if you can get those wipes, it'd be very crucial. But also go use the right and the left side. You got really 3 great paths to go here, Shads. And just like that, we will see which way everyone's gonna go. We see Ray on both teams here going with that C-Jet.
Really, what you expect for the map, Fast Ray is super good here. It's crucial to stop a lot of pushes. Those C-Jets are going to be wearing lots of special charge up, maybe some special favor. They're going to try and just pop as many rays as they can. Over in the half-pipe area, we feel sub weapon. They bounce around all over the place. It can make it easier to get through the backline. 2 down on each side of the map as Moonlight Capital grabs the Rainmaker first, but the aforementioned rays are coming out very, very quickly here. The first one on the side. They get the second one on the side of GeekSquid, and it finds the Rainmaker really quickly.
Surprise, Shaz. We weren't ready for a second one already. You're like, this is the first one. No. This is the second one. You're dealing with a C-Jet. They just have those things all the time. We already see again a third one coming out in the first minute of this game. But the Ray getting countered by another Ray, but the GeekSquid Ray wins. And just like that, GeekSquid's going to go ahead and continue to push forward. But this time, the C-Jet has the Rainmaker, so we won't see any Rays during this push out.
Any rays from GeekSquid, you do see up in the right-hand corner on the heads-up display that Moonlight Capital C-Jet is quickly going to their third ray, 1 down on each side of the map. Bowen trying to get a pick there, not able to find anyone. 2 down now. Bowen is going to grab the Rainmaker and move it up as far as they can. Normally, that's not something you like to see on a map to get its Jets to 31, especially when there's only 3 minutes remaining. That's still more than half a match. But on Black Belly, nothing is safe. You want to move it as far as you can, as quickly as you can. So that grabbing it right there could be what wins them the game later on, if they win the game.
Gotta get that KO on this map to feel any sort of safe, which honestly makes it such a great spectator map. Honestly, Rainmaker is just the best spectator mode, and that just cannot really be denied. You know, as much as a lot of people don't really like playing. Oh, Inkjet coming out to counter the rain. They managed to get it. Can he get another one with it? No, it doesn't look like this time. Oh, they do! The triple here by the shot. 2 of those coming off that Inkjet. Fantastic one. Also denying that Ray from taking out their teammates. And just like that, they managed to get another 12 points, I believe it was. I think it was down to 31 remaining. So 31 remaining to 19 remaining. Yes, the 12 points on the board here for GeekSquid in just a few moments.
And Keep It got a really good double there to stop that push before it could go any further. Rainmaker resetting back to mid. They're getting a good pick on the Jet there. That's going to shut that down for a little bit. He's going to have to pop a splashdown, though. Doesn't get canceled this time, but he does get taken out by about 3 members of GeekSquid, who all kind of converged on that left-hand side to try and take them out. We have 5 rays now from GeekSquid compared to 4 rays from Moonlight Capital. I expect now if you're going to get one very soon and pop that relatively quickly. Junior going down on the side of Moonlight Capital, make that 2 down now on the side of Moonlight Capital. 1 respawning, of course, 2 down, make that 3 re-2. Kills are going everywhere, ink is flying, people are dying and respawning, and numbers are very, very quickly changing on this map. And this is a numbers heavy map. You want the most specials, you want the most kills, you want the most people up at any one point in time, regardless of whether or not you're making it or not, even more so than on other maps. So really, I think of just going.
They're going to go ahead and hold theirs for now. And we see the 52 trying to get a flank. They don't get anything quite yet. Gonna have to kind of fall back a little bit, getting swarmed by 3 members of Moonlight Capital. And just like that, with 35 seconds remaining, we do see GeekSquid going down 3-3 now, actually. Good counter there by getting the end zap of Moonlight Capital. GeekSquid getting a 1v1 there on the top. No, they're going to have to retreat, and we're still going to stalemate situation here with just 20 seconds remaining. Moonlight Capital going ahead and grabbing it, even though they are down a person, and they're just holding forward? I'm not quite sure of that play, Shaz.
I think what they were trying to do there was they were trying to get it forward into GeekSquid's court area a little bit, try and get them to back up, but unfortunately they didn't get the crucial pick that they needed. They needed to pick that Bria Bomb, they needed to pick the C-Jet. In practice, if they had had more time, they could have forced the Rainmaker air, held it there, and then got the pop and re-grab, and then there would have been less time for them to waste just hanging around in mid, because the Rainmaker was grabbed very early. We do see a total of 12 Stingrays from the 2 backlines. Love to see it.
You know, honestly, that's almost a disappointing number for how well they started off in it. What we had, I think, we had 3 from GeekSquid and another 2 from Moonlight Capital. They started off combined with 5 in the first minute. We were on pace for a solid 25 combined there after the first minute or so. But of course, we knew that pace was quite extreme. But only 12, you know, I'm kind of disappointed, Shaz.
Yeah, but at the same time, usually your primary Rainmaker carriers are going to be either the backline or a support. So I can kind of understand them not getting as many. And also, you're not going to get as many because there isn't as much, like, get the special, pop it, and then get another special, pop it. You hold on to it for a little bit.
Yeah, you're right on that. And yes, we're going to Humpback Pump Truck Splat Zones for our game 2 here. Of course, GeekSquid up 1-0 after winning that Rainmaker Black Belly. What do you think is the crucial points in this Humpback Pump Truck Splat Zones map?
Definitely clearing out the opponent's bunker area or hill area, left and right sides of the map, clearing out the window. Whatever they choose to as their anchor is going to hang around in the window and in the hill, assuming they run at anchor. They might not. What I would love to see is for people to flank around onto the right on the plat. It is possible to get a very good lockout situation on Humpback Pump Track, and a lot of times people don't achieve a complete lockout because they hesitate to move up onto the opponent's plat. If you move up onto the opponent's plat, you delay them getting to zone. Even if they break through the lockout, it's a pretty hefty hike to zone. There's no ink rail to help you to get there. And if you've got one person in mid, they can continuously be disrupting things by supporting with specials such as a Booyah Bomb, Rain, Armor, Missiles.
All right, here we go! And the junior coming out from the team of GeekSquid this time instead of the NZAP. Honestly, not a bad decision because you can just paint a little bit more than the NZAP, as much as it doesn't have necessarily the killing power. When you have something like a 52 gal, do you really need the more killing power? Come on. And just like that, 52 on 52 violence, and nobody gonna go ahead and get this one. They're gonna retreat for now. Oh, and just like that, the shot gets the kill. So the 52 on 52 fight ends up being a victory for the K-Shot of all people. And we do see the 52 of GeekSquid having that Booyah Bomb ready, but just gonna kind of scare people for now as the Bomb Rush and the armor comes out from Moonlight Capital.
Yeah, we can talk about their special comps real quick. I really like the fact that GeekSquid is running an armor written missile or Booyah Bomb comp. There's a lot of support there for the Booyah Bomb to be combined with something, but at the same time, if Booyah Bomb isn't online, you can totally push in with those three combinations. And they're doing a beautiful job of just forcing Moonlight Capital out, and we're taking a 2v1 on the right. He's gonna find, I think, this 52 again, with only 10 seconds remaining. Meanwhile, on the side of Moonlight Capital, you've got Missiles, Armor, Bomb Rush, and Booyah. And the Bomb Rush, even though the game is over, and it was a very quick and convincing knockout for GeekSquids, Bomb Rush, I personally found, is not necessarily the most effective on this map. It's got all the hills and the slope. The charger perches are kind of far back from zone. I used to play Firefin on this map exclusively for Splat Zones until I learned E-Leader, and E-Leader just does so much of a better job painting the zone and has a special that can reach all parts of the zone, so I think the Bomb Rush might have given them a little bit of trouble there.
Bomb Rush is more useful for a quicker cap, while Rain is better if you can push as a team. I think that's kind of what it comes down to for this. Of course, Bomb Rush you still want to push with a team, but Rain you have to have that team support to really be able to cap with it. But it's also really good at doing some chip damage and such, it's just like Bomb Rush is. But both have their uses, just depends on the team comp and such like that, in my opinion. But we're going to TC Manta for this Game 3, Shads, and you know, don't forget Moonlight Capital. Don't give up just because you've lost the set. Those tiebreakers are so important if you can snag a win from a team that maybe GeekSquid can win to or loses to. You know, get that tiebreaker. What do you think of key points on this one, Shads?
Definitely the top left, top right areas. I don't remember the community call out for them off the top of my head. When you go to the first checkpoint, you are going to traverse an area where you are down in the street, the front, whatever you want to call it. You've got the bunker to your right. You've got the top left area to your left. There's going to be people sloshing over the sides ahead of you. There's going to be people shooting down at you. You need somebody to get up onto that top left. You need somebody to get up into the bunker. You need to clear them out. Really, one of the best specials on this map, in my opinion, to do that is the Inkjet. You can pop it on either side. You can do a sneaky little flank on the top left to clear people out. They expect you to come up the paintable wall right by the draw. You can flank around on the far left right by the railing. And they're all looking towards first checkpoint. They aren't looking to their right. And then all of a sudden, Inkjet from high in the sky. Inkjet, of course, also has that fun little spot on bunker where they can literally go up so high that only an E-Leader can reach them. It's just a wonderful special for this map, and I really want to see both teams run them.
All right, here we go. Tower Control, Manta Maria, GeekSquid versus Moonlight Capital. And we see that NZAP coming back from the side of GeekSquid instead of the junior, but double NZAP here for Moonlight Capital, Shads.
Yeah, Scrims is also running the aforementioned Inkjet, but Backlines has swapped over to Vanilla Charger, so we will see some V-Charger versus V-Charger fight. We do have a Booyah Bomb on the side of GeekSquid as well. Meanwhile, on the side of Moonlight Capital, interesting choices there. We have a Kenta Rapid, which wouldn't think would be necessarily the best power control weapon, but it can be very strong. The Rapid's ability to fire around the tower with the chip damage and get over the walls, it's very reminiscent of a Slosher, and what makes a Slosher so good on this map, you can see right now, actually, that both teams, Moonlight Capital is trying to clear out the top left and top right areas, like we were talking about. The Stingray is out, the Armor is out. Kivik is going to move in with that. They're not going to find anyone, but two members of GeekSquid are going to go down.
Look at this, another pick here for Moonlight Capital. They're already down to 32 remaining, and they still have control of the tower. The NZAP gets another one, Look at this NZAP go off, making the jump across the way, going to fight the sniper, gets the sniper, they're in their spawn, popping armor. Is Moonlight Capital losing this set, Shads? What? No way.
No. That is how you play tower control on Manta Maria. You get that lockout situation. You go up into the mast, right into the spawn, jump across. Very clever way that Kivik there jumped across to not just run straight down the mast towards the spawn, but to jump across. People don't know that you can make that. NKA, are we really sure that NZAP is a weapon? Are we sure that that is just secretly a K-Pro that has been covered up with an NZAP skin?
I'm not sure, Shaz. Honestly, though, if you would have given me just that game, I would have said it was probably a 3-0 in Moonlight Capital's favor. Oh my, that was a perfect snowball there on, of course, the master of master modes to do the snowballing being tower control. So great job there by Moonlight Capital, playing it by the book perfectly. And just like that, Shats, we're ready to move on to round 3. Well, I guess a little break before round 3.
Yeah, a little break first.
All right, everyone, stay tuned. We'll be back with more SOS 42.
What is up, everyone? We are back with SOS 42. I am Shads, joined by Kraken, and for our third and final match of Nessie's Pools, we are bringing to you, live and in person, with an asterisk next to it, Operation Paradox and Cherry Limeade. I'm excited. Operation Paradox, great team, really entertaining to watch. I can't wait to see what they bring tonight.
Yeah, I am excited as well. We've seen them on many different IPL streams through the, I was going to say through the years, but through the months. That is more accurate here. IPL's only been around for about a year, so I can't really say the years. So, you know, I guess going back to Low Ink, it would be years. But, anywho, Operation Paradox, bringing everybody and their mom to play for them this time around. Well, they always have everybody on their roster. Who knows who they're gonna play with? I don't, but I'm excited to see any combination of them.
I'm pretty sure King and Pixie are playing tonight. Not sure about their other two.
So Dan and King, I believe, is what we just got from a production, or the other two that are playing, and but yeah, they're going to be facing up against Cherry Limeade, which is a pickup, I believe, of different higher mid-level players. So, you know, you have Payne, Jokey, who used to go up by Prin. Most people would know him by them. The last one. But either way, we're going to be looking at Clam Blitz on Snapper Canal for this first map mode, Shaz.
Two, by the way, on Cherry Limeade are Woof, not Woof.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Woof used to be on one of the Ink teams, if anybody remembers, way back in the Stone Age when Ink was a thing. And Plumba Snapper. It's a map. It exists.
It's a map. I don't want to see it. That's what it sounds like.
I might like to pretend it doesn't exist. He's loading in now. We do see Inari on that Rapid Blaster. Of course, we have a 9 Pika on the Vanilla Blob. We have CBS and Junior for the other two members of Cherry Limeade. Meanwhile, on the side of Operation Paradox, we have King functioning as their anchor player for this match on the Siege. One Ray popped already in 15 seconds. We have some sort of slushing, probably the Kensa, K-Pro, and NZ. Yes, it is the Kensa. One down on the side of Cherry Limeade. Pika really pushing up to try and see if they can clear off that snipe area, which is very it's street clean. Oh, very well placed suction bomb there by Balloon.
Yes, going down Pika to that suction bomb from Balloon. Balloon here already towards the goal. They sneak through plans, and they're going to go ahead and score first. Operation Paradox scores first on Cherry Limeade. And Cherry Limeade is coming from multiple different directions to try to defend this. Pika goes down again, Shads.
Yeah, Pika going down a lot. They're doing a good job picking Pika off, and that is a complete wipe on the side of Operation Paradox, and only a push to 65 to show for it. That's not ideal.
No, it is not. I believe this is Woomph on the Junior, I believe. If my
Most likely.
With the meme name. Sounds very much Woomph-esque. So, not surprising at all. Here we go. And 2 down goes on Cherry Limeade. They might have made a clam, but I don't think they're going to be able to get any score off this. And with the Ray there, having the ball is very dangerous. And just like that, the Junior does go down. As you've mentioned in the last set, when you have that ball, you are a sitting duck. And anything like Ray that has infinite range, it can just go ahead and just laser you and know where you're moving if you don't throw that ball down. But Pika's also going to laser some people here with their blob shots.
Yeah, nice double there for Pika. Very clean. Pika going onto the sneaking out, trying to get somebody as it comes inside the wall there is very helpful. Balloon going down. Pika trying to find another, but they're getting rushed by 2. Going to go down to a combination of Jet and the K-Pro, who are the only 2 left alive. They are Cherry Limeade is actually going to get that power clam in, but they are 1 down, and are going to try and find somebody with that rapid play. Sir Dan not jumping off completely. 2 down now, thanks to Dan. Pika's going to try and corner, so they're going to have to retreat.
Yeah, they end up going down here to the Stingray. Their teammate also that came to help them, I believe that was Jokey here, goes down as well. Jump in here from Operation Paradox, and can they score points? They do go ahead and get 3 more points to the scoreboard. They do have themselves over 20 regular clams, and they do score another power clam down to 9 remaining. They have enough clams to do it. If they can get those in, they get a jump to 1 clam, and no, they get wiped. And Cherry Limeade lives at maximum, including, well, and some overtime potentially here, Chaz. But nonetheless, here, 20 or 2 minutes remaining on the timer. Jokey here with the CDS, gonna try to find an opening using that rain and the armor from their teammate to get something, but it doesn't look like they're gonna be able to get anything this time around, and they're just gonna play a little bit passively, hoping to get an opening. But a Stingray, when you have the ball in your hand, is shown to be quite deadly.
3 down now on the side of Operation Paradox in the last one, King. Finding the street there, that's very important. It gets that chip damage onto members of Operation Paradox as they come in for another push. Looks like 2 members of Cherry Limeade over on the right trying to deal with a member of Operation Paradox. Not sure which one, possibly the Washer. Armor coming out now from Operation Paradox, as well as making a smart choice to jump back. They'll sacrifice the 4 clams that they are holding, but they also don't die. One currently underneath Cherry Limeade's basket. Bomb Rush coming out now to try and make people back off. And Flat Bomb Rush very good on how quick that went.
Yes, they had the pity clam, Chad, so they had... that Operation Paradox takes down Cherry Limeade in Game 1.
Really good there from Operation Paradox, but very entertaining. A nice back and forth match there. It's definitely making Rainmaker and Splat Zones on Surgeon and Skipper respectively seem a lot more interesting, especially the Splat Zones. That's going to be a fun match to watch in Game 3.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting Game 3 when we get there. I do love a fun map. I do love me some fun maps. But yes, Rainmaker, Sturgeon, Shipyard. One where there's really 2 good ways to push here, but everyone tends to push in one consistent direction. You know, I'd love to see a little more shakeups on that, Shaz.
Yeah, most people take it over the left. They go on the block and they jump across to the top left area where there's a little mini spinner, the one where all the snipers like to perch and Splat Zone. I would love to see somebody try and go for the sponge. It's such a risky play, but it nets so many points so quickly.
Yeah, it's risky, you're right. And of course, it has a high payoff if you do modes. You really don't get a good payoff if you go the risky route. This one, if you go the risky route, you definitely get a really, really strong payoff that makes it worth your time and effort. We see a Ray coming out here from both sides again, as expected.
Not surprising.
Yeah, you can always expect a Ray on Rainmaker, except for on a few specific maps. But we do see Pika continue to bring out that blob, so they kind of double backline on the side of Cherry Limeade.
Yeah, very interesting. Most people do not want to run double backline. I mean, most people don't even want to run single backline in this meta. Jumping out now as Cherry Limeade, it looks like it's going to get possession of the Rainmaker first here. And Dan's gonna... Oh no, Operation Paradox is getting the Rainmaker first, excuse me. They're going to try and get up on that spinner, see if they can take some people out, and the aforementioned top left, top right route has been taken.
area to be in. So with all the range that Cherry Limeade has, I mean, not that Operation Paradox is really lacking in range either, but they still have a slight range advantage there on the side of Cherry Limeade. Honestly, you're going to want to go to that right side when you're pushing if you're Operation Paradox, just so that way you can get it going where you have a little bit of a less of a range disadvantage, so to say. You know, you have wider areas to work around. You can kind of close that gap without feeling like you're in a shooting range.
Yeah, 2 down on the side of Cherry Limeade as it comes out, so that will find a Rainmaker versus 1 down on the side of Operation Paradox. So Rainmaker's stuck in mid. Cherry Limeade not able to get a lot from that push. They could potentially get more if they were able. But still, I wouldn't say that Operation Paradox's lead is particularly safe either. 60 is really easy to surpass on this map, and 2 of them are down right now.
Any sort of fashion. And we already see the Cherry Limeade push up. They're trying to get even more points. The Ray comes out and says, to get some more points, and they have the opening to do so, and they're already pushing forward. Look at Balloon trying to get inching forward. No points yet. They get 1 point. They get a few points, and they're gonna get stopped here as 2 members jump down to that. And they were completely outranged, but not fast enough because the Rainmaker does go down. But hey, scoring 8 additional more points, you know what? It makes it kind of worth it, and you still hold a lot of that mid control, which is even more important, honestly, than the points themselves.
They're trying to maybe see if they can extend their stranglehold on the left area a little bit right now. If they can get that, it would be huge. Ray's cutting out, though. 1 will find a Rainmaker, so a 3v4 situation, make that a 3v2, a 4v2 situation on the field. The numbers in favor of Cherry Limeade, of course. If they can lock down the top left area, you can definitely get a lot of points very quickly there. But they're not really having that success in locking it down. They need to go on to the left or the right if they want to really get a lot of points. 50 is easy to get past. Really on this map, I would say 20 is where you want to be before you start thinking safe.
Really, 36 is the number to get. Why that? Because with the bridge down, you can just hop straight towards it and get down to a good 37, 36. So 36, a good number that you have to be able to push past the bridge as an opponent. And right here, Dan has an opportunity. That bridge is going up. He needs to get up on the bridge. He does not. Oh, no! He doesn't. The bridge goes ahead and rolls away. But when the bridge is up like this, like I said, if they were on the other side, what they could do is just grab it and then just drop down. So smart here by the player of Cherry Limeade, denying the player from Operation Paradox from grabbing the fish. Go ahead and leaving themselves with 30 seconds. So if they do go down here in just a moment, they'll have a little bit of time to pop. But nonetheless, 25 seconds remaining. And Zep going ahead and popping the armor on Operation Paradox. We see the Cherry Limeade players playing patient, getting rushed here by 1, just using their best to try to take something down with them. Unable to do so with 15 seconds remaining. Multiple members of Cherry Limeade go down, and I think this might be the end here, Shads.
Yeah, it probably will be. There are no members of Cherry Limeade in mid. They're going to try and use that Ray to really push people out. Balloon is going to grab that Rainmaker to deny them overtime, which is incredibly small.
Honestly, I think that's the opposite, Shads, especially with the Booyah. I think that's the wrong move. Because if they die to that Ray, they get overtime.
That is
So
true, but at the same time, with nobody in mid, you only have 5 seconds to pop and grab.
Yeah, so if you leave it there with the Booyah Bomb on it, if the opponent somehow manages to rush and grab, they're going to die to the Booyah Bomb. Let's be honest here. Near guaranteed dead to the Booyah Bomb, unless they have something like armor pop perfectly. Or something like Baller or whatever they used in there. But if you die to that Ray while in the Booyah Bomb as Balloon, that gives a guaranteed few seconds of overtime, which you can the other opponents could, in theory, rush and get there. It would still be very difficult, but not impossible. I've seen teams lose a on plays like that. So my personal recommendation, don't grab it, please, Operation Paradox. Nonetheless, good win there. A very solid 2 games so far going into this game 3 on Splat Zone Skipper Pavilion.
So this is going to be interesting. If anyone remembers way back when King was on Overflow, which is a long dead Div 1 team. Like we're talking years back. King was an exceptionally good Dynamo player. And when he was on Assault and Pepper more recently, he was flexing around for them a lot. Sometimes he would play backline, sometimes he would play a Slayer, but he was still really good with the Dynamo. I kind of want to see him play Dynamo.
Hey, why not? Why not? You're guaranteed to win the set. Or the outcome of the set is not guaranteed to change. So, hey, why, just for the tiebreaker situation, why not? Have some fun. Honestly, just play whatever. Have some fun out here, people. At the end of the day, this tournament is about having fun and about practice. It's not about winning per se. Of course, it's always fun to have bragging rights that you won. But honestly, what's most important is that you're having fun. And honestly, that extends to any tournament, even outside of SOS or IPL as a whole. When you're playing a tournament, just remember to have fun, people.
And before everyone goes Silver Arrow Spray because they saw Starburst win with Silver Arrow Spray.
Why not? I mean, honestly, for Splat Zones, it's a really good option on this map. This is one of the few maps that I have pulled out Silver Spray myself. As much as I usually don't play Silver Spray, I tend to go for the gold. That's just my personal preference.
So we don't see any Silver Arrow Sprays or Dynamos here, but we do see 2 interesting weapons. First of all, Pika has swapped over from the Blobber to a Tendabrola, which is interesting. The Blobber is probably the better zones weapon. So the fact that they swapped off is pretty interesting. It is a Sorello on bow. It does have Curling Rush, and Curling Rush does have a nice niche on this map.
It does. I mean, we were talking about the Silver Spray, and that's exactly what it has, is that. And this doesn't surprise me that Pika's going to go ahead and go that 10. It makes a lot of sense to do so. Blob is not a bad choice here by any means, but I think Tent has more value than Blob does. Of course, if he could have both, that would be even better, but obviously you can only pick one. We see the Bomb Rush coming out. Going to put a lot of pressure here towards the bottom, accompanied by other bombs from their teammates. But a perfect Booyah Bomb here from Operation Paradox, eating up all those bombs. Not going to be able to hold the zone for the long term, but getting multiple members down. So this will be a quick recap after putting themselves in a huge 55-point penalty by losing the zone. But nonetheless, right now they still control mid for the most part at this 1.5 minute mark, and already down to 26 remaining.
Yeah, 26 remaining plus 26 with the penalty. That is not a lot. That shit goes a lot faster, a lot more than you would think. See Joki there trying to take down King, who is using the other interesting weapon here, the Vanilla Jet Squelcher. So this is a weapon that a lot of people have a love-hate relationship. A lot of people think there's no point in running it when you have C-Jet as an option. There have been times in the past where people have run it in tournaments, and people are like, what are you doing? Why are you running a V-Jet? It's a V-Jet. It's a new... King is using it, though.
Point out something. Balloon was not playing there for like a good minute in that game. In this game, Balloon hasn't been playing. When we saw them get killed by Joki, they were standing there looking down, and we could see in the background that they were still in spawn. Up until right about when they popped armor there, they weren't playing. So the majority of this push, they haven't been playing. They get wiped, and this is going to be probably the game for Cherry Limeade. So we had a 3v4 situation there for a little bit. Operation Paradox held in, but ended up, this is over now that they lost all of that map control. But that's something I just wanted to point out there. Right as everything was flipping, Balloon, I had, Mom came and yelled at him or something, food was burning, who knows. But
you have to wonder what happened to Balloon there. I mean, it's the finals of... Oh, we have confirmation in the chat from King that Balloon's mom walked into his room and he went AFK. Kraken called it.
Mama Balloon said, nope, with that, I would guess because of it being played out, for sure this wouldn't be a replay, unless we're going to go with a gentleman's agreement. Um,
Yeah, rules state that you have to stop playing it, and even
yeah.
and I think that because it was past 30 seconds, remaining on the objective for Operation Paradox, I think that it would have disqualified a replay even if it had it if they had
Well,
stopped playing. So
Well, it doesn't look like we're gonna have a. You know what? We're not using gentleman's agreement. We're using a cephalopod agreement. We will not have a cephalopod agreement. They went ahead and closed the room. So, Shads, we are done here with Nezzy Pools of SOS 42.
yeah, so we are going to go for a short break. The Kraken, I think we have some ads for people.
What do we have to shill tonight, Shads? I mean, obviously, we all know the big one. I think you can all guess it. We've already kind of hinted at it a little bit,
We
especially
have
in
not hinted
that
at it.
first
We have
round.
said it outright blatantly. Super jump.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, Super Jump. Super Jump is going to be happening in just a week and a half, Shad. I mean, I can't believe it's been that far. I feel like it was just like yesterday. Oh my god.
The kids grow up so fast.
I know. Anyways, of course, please do check out all of our events this month. Of course, the biggest one being Super Jump, IPL's first major. This tournament features a groups into double elimination format spanning over 2 days on September 25th and 26th. There'll be 2 waves of groups to ensure multiple regions have the ability to play. And every team who plays in day 1 will move to day 2 for double elimination. The prize pool is currently at $800, which actually I already got. I think some confirmation is going to be higher, but um, stay tuned for that, an official announcement down the line. I have to tally up some stuff and check some stuff. Anyways, but
Kraken has
currently
to do
sitting at
math.
$800, but I think I believe we are already higher than that. So if just don't miss it, no matter what, it is again September 25th and 26th. Of course, join our Discord server if you are not for more information. Yeah. Woo! I'm excited, Shads.
Yeah, I am too. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to see you the first day because I'll be at work. But it's
Well,
looking to be a very interesting tournament. You're going to see teams from all different skill levels, all the way from top of the top, like Starburst, down to um
mhm.
the newest people. And speaking of the newest people, the little teams, the newcomers, there's also a tournament for you. Little Squid League 15 this Saturday at 1 p.m. EDT. Wonderful tournament that showcases low level teams at the beginning of their competitive journey. It's a fantastic starting point if you're looking to dip your feet into competitive. And for those of you who are ineligible, Twitch stream will be live through the tournament, so we urge you to check it out. You can catch their Discord for more information. That is being put in the chat right now.
Yes. They are awesome over there, of course, a little bit lower than our own low ink. And of course, we don't have low ink this month. So for those that normally play in low ink, that are also eligible for that, you should definitely go play it this time around. Nonetheless, Shads, I think it's time for a break for now.
Yeah, we'll break. Let the wonderful TOs behind the scenes see the brackets, and then we will be back for round 1 of the Great White Bracket.
Welcome back to the top cut of SOS 42, specifically called our Great White Bracket. I am excited to be here. My name is Kraken Mare, joined by Shads. Shads, are you ready for this top cut?
Absolutely. We are starting off with Tuki versus Paradise. It is going to be a great matchup. We have on the side Tuki, Sakura, Wooples, Kylie, Rish, and Mr. Z. On the side Paradise, we got Kaiser, Skidoodle, Squib, Daybreak, Evie, and Joe.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun. I mean, Evie plays Carbon. We love seeing a Carbon player. Z is one of best snipers we have had the pleasure of watching on SOS, and we've watched him a lot. And honestly, all the players on here are really good on both teams. It's gonna be a good match.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a good one. Of course, these are our middle seeds. Well, I guess seeding doesn't really quite fully show everything here with the way our groups are brought together, but nonetheless, it does based off our previous before getting put into group seeding. So obviously, we think these two teams are quite close. So nonetheless, what map do we gonna have here, Shads? Do you know what map we have for our first one?
We are going to start off on Tower Control Anchovy Games.
Tower Control.
So this one,
starting with
really what you want to do is you want to get past the second checkpoint. That is pretty safe. Bomb Rush is really good around the second checkpoint just to clear the entire area. I would love to see both teams run it.
Yeah. Anchovy zones. This is a little bit of a weird one, honestly. I would love to see something. Maybe I think you mentioned Inkjet. Yes, I believe that's what you.
No,
just
I
said.
mentioned Bomb Rush.
Oh, Bomb Rush. I'm sorry. Yes, sorry. Blanking here. Getting PMs from 5 different people when I'm trying to commentate. Bomb Rush is a good one. Of course, you can use it on the walls, but also Inkjet can also play that same role. So if you want to go more frontline heavy, I think Inkjet can do that. And on top of that, you can get on top of the wall using on top of the wall there above the fan, and you can just be in an undefeatable positioning. Only I think an E-leader can reach you there in a really awkward angle. So you can just shoot down with more or less no chance of retaliation. And with this, we do see one Inkjet on the side here of Paradise.
Yeah, Inkjet coming on the form of that Nautilus. Of course, running the Carbon, and then they have a double gal comp, which is really fun to see. We don't often see double gal comp. That one, of course, being the 96, which has ink armor, very important for that Inkjet, of course, and then the Booyah Bomb. 2 down on the side of Paradise. Make that 3 down, though. Booples getting a nice double, and somebody taking out Pentagal. Can Booples get a third? Yes, Booples can, and Booples is running a Bomb Rush in the form of the Splash Neo. So that's going to be really good to clear out the plat area. Ray coming out from Mr. Z as well. That's going to see if they can displace anybody from the upper part of the plat.
We see Booples here trying to push forward. Not going to be able to, just going to fall back. But nonetheless, right now, Tuki is still at that second checkpoint and still holding the tower, still in a 3v3 position. So numbers are neutral. So they can kind of keep the tower just kind of off and on if they can. But I think with the pressure that Paradise finally put together, they're going to fall back into mid and try to hold mid, which is still a pretty good position if they can do so, especially if they can get picks like that. Evie goes down again to Booples. Booples pushing forward, armor on the side of Paradise, going to get the revenge pick. They do manage to get 2 members down, and Evie is back in. So 4v2 effectively in mid, though the sniper just made that a 3v2.
Yeah, beautiful snipe there from Mr. Z. We are very used to seeing his clean sniping. Evie going to try and rush up camp underneath the ledges. Z going down, 1 member going down on the side of Paradise as well. So it's just 3v3 on the map. And now Paradise is coming in with, looks like possibly their own Bomb Rush. I think Evie used their rush. They do, of course, have Chicken Rush. Now Paradise going to take this first checkpoint, most likely one down now on side of Paradise. Looks like somebody had to hop off the tower, maybe, and that's why they didn't clear that, which is interesting. You would have thought, given how pushed back Tuki was, they were able to clear that. But Paradise wasn't able to do it.
Yeah, wasn't able to clear that first checkpoint, which is really crucial. Honestly, my goal when pushing is to try to clear one checkpoint per push. If you can do that at an amazing rate, and also a pretty reasonable rate to ask yourself, you don't want to necessarily win in one push. That's not your goal, and that's kind of unrealistic to expect that out of yourself or your team. Is an easily or KO every time I grab the tower. No, hey, if you can push to a checkpoint and fight for a checkpoint every push, that's an amazing job. Because you should be able to easily get 3 or 4 pushes off, which by the end of it you would be a KO. And we've already seen what 2 or 3 from each side at this point. So think of it that way. With a minute and 45 remaining, people are at the point, if they were breaking a checkpoint every time, they would actually already have the victory coming up in just a little bit.
Yeah, we definitely saw a little bit of bomb rush on bomb rush action there with the combination of the suction bomb rush and the stingray on the side of Tuki, taking out and stopping Paradise's push. 2 down on the side of Tuki versus 1 down on the side of Paradise. The booby quickly is going to make that numbers shift in Tuki's favor. Paradise will most likely clear the checkpoint. And they do. Z is nowhere near a Ray, so they are going to have to try and stay alive. Ooh, beautiful snipe there. Looks like Purpose is going to try and dance around the tower, see if they can get a pick, keep that tower in that same area. They want to try and keep it over there so the push doesn't die completely. 1 down now on each side, essentially planning some. 1, 2 down now on side of Paradise versus 1 down on side of Tuki. 3 down now, Eevee only 1 left alive. He's going to have to back up and back fast.
Oopal's trying to push forward here, getting all that map control, which is huge. They do happen to have the lead, but it's not by very much. Joe comes in and clears them up with the 52 cal, one of the fastest killing weapons in this game. And when you just pop out like that, boom, no one can really respond to that. And with 20 seconds remaining, Paradise is gonna have to try to get something together here. They do have the Ray ready. They have a bomb rush ready, though the other team does have their counter armor ready, but they gotta start going out. And they pop that armor so early, this Ray is gonna be able to be effective here if they can pop it like now. And 2 members go down on the side of Tuki. This is huge, but nobody gets on the tower for Paradise. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was actually the 2 members of Paradise that went down, so 2 down on Paradise. And the other 2, I believe, were on plat trying to get that stingray. It was a risk to pop the armor, knowing that they wouldn't have the counter armor for the stingray, and they didn't have anything else to really counter that as well, because Bomb Rush is not very effective at neutralizing a Ray completely. You can force it to reposition a little bit, but it's not necessarily the best thing in the world to neutralize it. You want missiles, you want booyah, you want armor, of course. So Tuki's going to take this. It's a 1-0, and since we are in the bracket, all the games matter a little bit more now, because Paradise loses, they're gone. Their vacation will be over. Yeah, Tuki, on the other hand, they win. They go to the next round, and everybody wants to go to the next round.
Who doesn't want to go to the next round when you can? Of course, got to go for those bragging rights. Got to say, "Hey, I won an SOS." I love seeing that on Twitter.com or other free, other places when you're posting your free agency. Always love seeing that. And also, the winner of this is going to go ahead and face Luau, which I believe they won last week as well. Just saying. So you're going against the reigning champions, which is going to be a test. And I'd love to see that.
Yeah, we're going to move on to Humpback Pump Track Clan Blitz. So we already saw Humpback before with Flat Zones. Clan Blitz, different animal. You don't really want to run, in my opinion, a backline on Clan Blitz for Humpback Pump Track. It's such a funky map. If you do run a backline, you want in Washer. And we are going to see some Carbon on Carbon action here. Risher and Eevee both going on the Carbon. One running Haunt, the other one running Ninja. Boobles is going to stick with that Splash Neo, and then we also see a Bamboo MK1, so there will be some curling bombs and missiles coming out on the side of Tuki, and of course the all-important June, the armor. Meanwhile, Paradise is keeping the Gal as their armor, interesting choice. Not as many armors versus way more killing power than a Junior. They have a foil squeezer, very popular weapon. Insane pressure with those bubbles and decent turning power. 3 going down in quick succession on Paradise, which is 2 on the side of Tuki. And then, of course, a K-shot, classic K-shot for Paradise's last weapon. So very different comps, but it's gonna be interesting to see how these carbon-on-carbon matchups play out.
Yeah, carbon on carbon, fun fight to watch right now, though. Looks like the carbon of Tuki is winning that, so to say, having a 2 picks to 1 on the on the carbon. But right now, the carbon Eevee here of Paradise trying to even up the score, and they do. They manage to actually take the lead in the carbon versus carbon kill contest here. Yeah, Eevee trying to find some more, but right now they're kind of just going to go for paint and try to, never mind, they're going to go ahead and die to the Bamboozler, but they were going to go ahead and try to get an opening to continue to attack more members of Tuki. But for now, it's going to be the carbon of Tuki going nuts, getting another pick and trying to use this little ledge to take down another one, but not going to be successful this time, Chads.
Yeah, Richter is doing a right job camping underneath these ledges, whereas Eevee is gravitating more towards the open where they can get the burst conflict combination. 1 down on the side of Tuki versus 1 down on the side of Paradise, which is bambooing out. Effectively 2 down now, including the carbon on both sides of the game. So only a push to 80, which is not good. I mean, if you push to 80, is it really worth making a push at all? You have to question that.
Honestly, Shaz, unless they're in the game, no, because you literally give your opponent that many free points, effectively, or at least that many towards a partly eaten by their penalty, if there is one. Of course, in this case, there isn't. So effectively, you gave a tie to your opponent if they can score, and if they can score at least 1 more than you, with what you just gave them for free, it ends up just not being worth it at all. And we see here, though, the Bamboozler of Tuki trying to keep the paint up, and they managed to do so thus far.
And importantly, 3 down on the side of Paradise. And the last one, of course, another one going down to the Bamboo, who's being very, very aggressive. Usually you don't see them pushed up that far. Looks like he's going to have to back up there a little bit before he gets punished for it. And another ball going in on the side of Tuki. Oh, we have a DC. We have a DC. Boople as poop.
Yeah, if they stopped playing, this was just inside the rules because it was just before the 2 minutes, but I think they're playing out. So the Tuki is playing out right now. Gonna try to hold this lead, I guess. They were inside the replay timing. Just gonna point that out. They were just inside it because I believe it's 2 minutes or being closer than 30 units remaining. So Tuki had a chance to replay and they just didn't end up taking it because I'm guessing they were like, we're so close to it, we're not sure the rules because it could be, 2.5 minutes. Yeah, we don't know. We're gonna go for it. Because sometimes it's just the easier solution. So Joe right now on the squeezer, just kind of holding mid control. That's the biggest thing Paradise can really do is because they have such numerical advantage. Smart thing, just kind of hold mid control. Don't worry about forcing a play. You have no need to. They have to be the ones to force a play to do anything. And when you have numerical disadvantage consistently like this, you also consistently have paint disadvantage, yes.
Yeah, the Splash is unfortunately their second best painting weapon. You can make an argument that it's a better painting weapon than a Junior, that we're not here to have that argument, but that's going to really limit the effectiveness of the Bamboo and that carbon. And 3 going down now on the side of Tuki. Chicken Rush coming out from put to 24. It's gonna be probably a pretty quick knockout at this point once it starts steamrolling like this.
Yeah.
Commentators, I guess.
I don't think Tuki is making a comeback here. No offense, Tuki, but when you got numerical disadvantage and one of your weapons is a carbon that needs the paint assistance that the Splash can really provide, Unless someone's making a miracle play right here and they're getting a quad, I would probably say you're done. Good effort though.
Oh, 2 down.
Maybe they're gonna score. Maybe they can score. Oh! Miracle play! Miracle play!
He's the only one alive, so he's gotta get back. I don't think they're gonna get hit. But they're trying, they're trying.
Even if they would have got that ball in, they were not in a even close to good enough position to make that comeback. Good attempt, Tuki. Good attempt, but Paradise is gonna make this an effective best of 3 at this point.
Yeah, I'm good on them for continuing to play. I mean, it could have been easy. I mean, to just, you know, maybe not play as hard once they realized that they had a DC and they couldn't get the replay. But
they could have
still fought their
replayed,
hardest.
Jazz. I just want to point out they could have. They were within it, barely within the rules, but they were within the rules. But at the time we noticed, because I looked up at the clock and it still said 2:01 when I looked at it, and at that point we already started talking about it. So it was probably like 2:10, maybe when the DC happened.
My guess is they got confused and thought it was 2:30. So my guess is they kept playing under the assumption that they couldn't do it instead of just giving up, which is not nice. I think we will have to call the Carbon v Carbon matchup though a draw because of that. It wasn't really a fair 4-on-4 fight.
Yeah, this time we'll let it be a tie. It's weird to say that, but I guess it is a tie. Because, you know, the tiebreaker is even if they got the same amount of kills would have been, you know, what team won, right? You know, you can't make the argument like, hey, obviously I'm pretty valuable if my team wins.
Yeah. So we're going to move on to Rainmaker Manta Maria.
Bunker, you usually then can shoot down and control the street, which is absolutely huge. That's the biggest choke point in this map, is getting through that street. So the biggest area to control, again, is the bunker of your opponents, and of course your own bunker on defense. If you manage to do that, you can usually manage to put some of your longer range weapons at an extreme range advantage and height advantage, and just rain down pain to anybody that stands in your way.
Yeah, and unlike tower control, which we saw earlier on this map, the top left area and top right area, they don't factor in as much. I mean, you can still go up there, but most people don't gravitate towards them in Rainmaker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, there's not really a reason to unless you're going for a funny kind of push. It's just not very useful. It's so away from getting points. It's a pretty high-risk area for little reward when you can just go up the street and, like I said, have that top area covered and just rain down pain. Something like a sniper up there, the 96 or Nautilus on that wall can just rain down pain for your opponents, and basically you just want to get up where Daybreak is right now effectively and just rain down. Just get up there, create pain. If you are on the offensive side, a little bit more difficult than, say, tower control, where there's a block there for the opponents to get up on there, because they want you to get up there on TC especially. And with Rainmaker, you can't, you know, push the Rainmaker that way. If you let it be there in Rainmaker, it could be some funny pushes. Oh, Daybreak having to turn around and get a pick, but nonetheless, they do, only getting 30 points, and a nice double. Going to go down to the Carbon, but nonetheless, getting 2 members is huge. 1v1 to the Carbon. Who's going to win it? Nobody is, and it's going to be a draw for now, Chads.
Yeah, Rusher's going to go down to Purvis, I think, was the one that got that kill. You know, the camera swapped to Eevee. Eevee getting a nice flank there on Sakura, going through the cut area. Bomb rush coming out. The Carbon dropping into the street. It's going to be Rusher versus Eevee. Can one of them find the other to get that all-important first pick?
Oh, I think there was one on the... Oh, yeah, okay. There was one on the bunker. They didn't see it, but they got damaged by the Booyah. I could see it just above them. I caught it, but I guess Eevee this time did not. Eevee gonna go ahead and push forward with the rest of the team. That is a nice lead, and it's just a junior remaining. Paradise going for money, and they managed to get it down to 14 remaining, which is a really solid push. That could be enough to win this game, Chads.
Yeah, anything slightly past the first drop into the pit, which is right around the 30-point mark, is really solid on this map, because once you drop down into that pit area, it is deadly. The opponent bombs the area and you just die. So 14, easily a game-winning push right there, or has potential to be anyways. We do see Bomb Rush versus Bomb Rush action there. Looks like Richter is going to lose that. Even with 2 Bomb Rushes, Bomb Rush managed to kill because it got the Rainmaker. Now Paradise here moving up again, but Eevee was just a sitting duck there for Mr. Z. Very, very easy shot for him, probably.
Well, that's a Stingray. They're chasing Daybreak and they just get him. They must have weakened him down to like 95. And they were just like, I know I can get this, and just dink dead. Ooh, good job there by Booples getting another pick. You know, I know that Siren loves the name Booples. It's just a funny name, and can't kind of appreciate it. Here comes Booples with a Bomb Rush ready. Surprised they're not popping it, going for some paint there to assist their team. Instead, they're just being sharky, trying to close the gap there. And the carbon on carbon fight ends up going there for Eevee. I believe that's Eevee there. Oh no, sorry, that's Risher. Sorry, excuse me. Colors swapped on from last game where they were the blue team in the. But anyways, Booples here trying to get some picks. They have the Bomb Rush still ready. They could really go in and go bombing the Rainmaker and try to get something out of nothing here. Instead, they're going to play patient, which isn't a bad option. But I would love to see them make a little bit more of an aggressive play with a minute and a half remaining.
Yeah, honestly, Booples was in a really powerful spot there on the wall, and even though it's a short-range weapon, the Splash no matter. With this, the Bomb Rush, you can Bomb Rush into the pit as well, and that can kill the people that are lying in wait to get the Rainmaker as it drops. Risher and Booples now pushing up together to try and see if they can clear out that bunker. Booples going for Bomb Rush, clear out the cut side. Doesn't look like they're going to get too many people. Oh, almost falling into the brink there. They gotta make sure that they don't do that. Eevee getting a nice pick on Booples. But it looks like that Richard's Bomb Rush the chickens just took Eevee straight out. Daybreak coming behind, getting a nice pick on Rainmaker. 3 down on the side of Tuki. So Tuki's push is going to be done. 47 remaining.
Yeah, Booples just held that Bomb Rush for way too long. I would have loved, with how fast the Splash gets it, just pop it. Just pop it, get that pressure on the opponent team, get that map control. Instead, they held it for over a minute. And they didn't end up getting anything out of it either, so it ended up just being a worthless Bomb Rush hold, which is unfortunate because Booples usually makes really fantastic plays. So seeing them do something like that is just a little bit saddening. Eevee goes down on the right side here of Tuki's right side, excuse me. Here comes the Inkjet from Daybreak. Daybreak not getting the pick on the Rainmaker. Rainmaker surviving with just 10 seconds remaining. Oh, they almost missed the jump. They barely make it.
So deadly if they had missed that jump.
They get
down on the
they
side
get 2.
of Paradise.
Oh, that's 3 down. That's 3 down. And then they get the lead. But no! Shads, the 52 just saved the game. And that will be a Tuki win for this one. Oh, sorry, excuse me, a Paradise win.
Paradise win for this one. So now things get dangerous for Tuki. Because if Tuki loses one more match, they're out.
The real question is, will we have another disconnect?
Will we have another disconnect? Hopefully not.
Of course, I am messing around. We're going to go to a classic map we have seen around since the beginning of the game. Splat Zones on the Reef, Shads. What do you think about this map?
Love this map for E-Leader. Love this map for a lot of different weapons. You can make some really clever plays with the bridge and drop a baller off the bridge and literally dive bomb the zone, and all of a sudden, boom, everybody in the zone dies because baller's coming in, and you never look up for the flying baller. You can do a similar thing with Splashdown. Of course, that's more risky because Splashdown can be shot down, and oftentimes do. There's just so many fun things you can do on this map.
You know, honestly,
the return of the carbon versus not the carbon, because Eevee has swapped off the carbon for foil flingza. So we kind of have come full circle because in the first one, Eevee was running the carbon and somebody on Tuki was running a foil flingza, and now we have Eevee running the foil flingza.
It was a fantastic choice. You know, why not? It's good paint. And it has Bomb Rush, so really good for zones. Right now, Tuki, though, having the lead, going ahead and getting 20 points on the board already with 2 members down on the side of Paradise, pushing forward, trying to find another one. Risher going ahead and getting another one, and that is an effective 3 down for Paradise already in this Splat Zones game. Tuki just absolutely dominating, not even having to use their specials to get those picks. So they have 2 specials ready, make that 3, and you know, Booples isn't far away from getting their own either. So they can pop these specials here and defend against the specials that Paradise is popping. But they lose track of the zones, and Paradise puts on a really solid 48 penalty for Tuki.
That was a really smart Booyah Bomb there. Instead of using it to try and cap the zone, they used it to neutralize Risher's Bomb Rush. Risher unfortunately going down to Joe, who uses a very clever wall play to remain safe from the carbon. 3 went down on the side of Tuki. So now it's Paradise's time to really move up.
Yeah, we see Paradise trying to get a big push here. They do have 3 specials ready. Here comes Armor. Here comes Bomb Rush. Counter Armor from Tuki out. We see Joe going ahead and taking one down. The Junior, that's their biggest painter. We do see the special ready here for Tuki's Splash. So that's a Bomb Rush ready. And this will be their first Bomb Rush if they can get it out. Mr. Z going down. Oh no, this is going to be a lead for Paradise, pending something crazy happening right here. And yes, confirmed lead for Paradise. Another member of Tuki goes down. Daybreak going for another one. Able to get it. No Bomb Rush from Booples again. This has been absolutely a strong turnaround for Paradise.
Yeah, Bomb Rush now coming out, it looks like, well, mini Bomb Rush anyways, from the Junior. Armor coming down, 1 down on the side of Paradise, so it's really going to look like Tuki is going to try and rush in hard here. And they managed to get 3 down, but oh, Joe comes in with the save, kills Booples. If Joe had not gotten that kill, Booples would have kept the zone.
Yeah, yep.
It's really interesting.
Wow.
Looking at Tuki's comp, they had 3 Bomb Rushes. That's kind of interesting. You really don't see people running 3 of a special.
Yeah, you don't see that very often, but sometimes that gets the job done, Shads. And I think the turning point is that DC, Shads. That DC literally changed the course of this. If Tuki goes for the replay, I don't think they're down. I don't think they're 1-1 after 2. I think they end up taking that last game because they looked very good in Clam Blitz Humpback in the first one. Very good on the defensive side. You know, they didn't necessarily get great scores, but they did manage to score twice, mind you, in the time that Tuki was able to score. Literally, they didn't score anything. So, excuse me, Paradise didn't score anything in that time. So I think if Tuki ends up taking that replay, they win this set instead of going home early.
Yeah, probably. Well, hopefully Tuki will be back next week. And I mean, getting Great White, nothing to sneeze at. So we're going to take a short break, I think, so that way we can stop the commentators, because we've been talking a while, and I think the people are bored of us.
No, not quite, Shaz. I think there's one more thing we got to highlight before we go ahead and take a break. But I do want to say, don't forget to VOD review, people, especially if you're on stream and you don't have anybody else that can stream or anything. VOD review these sets. They're always super important. I think both teams could definitely take some stuff to learn from, both on the individual and team side. So just going to throw that out there. Don't forget to use that. But what I want to point out for everyone here is staff applications are open. As always, we have them open. You can always go in the stream chat and type !help us, and that will go ahead and bring that link up for you guys. Or you can go to iplabs.inc/help us. Both will link you to it. Hopefully somebody will put that in the chat here in just a moment if they already haven't. So yeah, we always have that open, and as we get new places we need to fill, we just update that document. Usually try to maybe occasionally announce it on Twitter and such like that. So make sure to fill it out, and if you are interested in multiple positions, you can fill it out as much as you'd like. And maybe you didn't get a response the first time. Feel free to also respond. If you're still interested, feel free to throw another one in.
Absolutely, having new and friendly faces. And then, of course, as always, you can donate to an IPL prize pool by using our Streamlabs link. Donations go to tournament prize pools, including Super Jump. And we appreciate every single donation. You guys donating is what lets us provide the prizes.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. I mean, Super Jump, we started with about $500 prize pool of what we have collected from IPL from different Twitches, donations, stuff like that, from things like that. And then through additional donations, we've managed to already get it to over $800. So that is all thanks to you guys. Without you, we wouldn't be able to run Super Jump, for example, as a major. We could have run a big event, but we couldn't have made it a actual legitimate major without the money. So, that's one of the things there. Now the next thing is just to make sure you all sign up. So don't forget to do that. I won't shill Super Jump anymore. You're gonna see it a lot on Twitter.com and the other. And next week we'll definitely be shouting everyone. Just remember, signups close on the Friday before Super Jump. So do not procrastinate. Because if you procrastinate, you will miss the signups, and we will be holding that very strict. If you're 1 minute late, you're not getting in. I'm being blunt here, guys. I want you all to be there, but it hurts the staff when you guys are coming in late and stuff like that. And something like this, we just don't have time to, if people are late to accommodate to an extent, because we have to do so much seating and putting in different groups and stuff. Anyways, I am babbling. We're gonna take a break. We're going to see Skeppy and Vapor on the mic next. Shads, where can the people find you?
Of course, you can find me on Twitter at ShadowDragon42. I stream on Twitch and talk on IPL Twitch chats with IV_Shads_. Other than that, Discord, hashtag Shads, hashtag 5211. I'm in the IPL Discord. You can DM me if you have any questions about the IPL tournament, about commentating. Kraken, where can the people find you?
You can find me at KrakenMare77 on Twitch and Twitter. And you can find me on Discord. If you would have messaged me over anything, I don't care. Whatever. KrakenMare77 for the 7777 as the tag. But anywho, you'll mostly see me around IPL events. I will be there for Super Jump. So appreciate you all. And make sure to stay around for Skeppy and Vapor. See you guys in just a little bit.
everybody, squids and octolings and other creatures of the deep. My name is Skepidillions. I am here with Vapor for this wonderful Great White semifinals of SOS 42. How are you doing tonight, Vapor?
Hey, I am doing just fine. I'm excited to commentate here for SOS for my first time. So let's see what we have coming up tonight, Skep. Twinkies versus Passionfruit. Are there any names here on the board that you recognize?
Yeah, I do recognize Archer for his fantastic skill with the NZAP 85. I also recognize Random. I'm not sure from where, but I know for a fact that I've seen them around quite a bit. The rest of the players here are rather unfamiliar to me. What about you?
Yeah, I recognize Random and Archer as well, but if I think that's correct, that is Rhythm, and they played in a few 2v2 tournaments back in the past. They've done pretty well teamed up with Bolt. I'm pretty sure, if I remember this is the correct Rhythm. But hey, we don't know what to expect until we actually get into the game coming up soon. So
yeah, and it looks like we will be starting on Clam Blitz Macomart, a delicious map mode. I would expect to see, carbons, tri-sloshers, rollers here. Definitely the 85. I think we're all expecting that here. And then it looks like we will be moving on to Rainmaker, Muscle Forge, and Splat Zone Skipper at the minimum, with Twinkies versus Passionfruit. What do you think about Clam Blitz Mako?
Clamless Macomart, I'd probably say, is the most odd mode for Macomart, to say the least, where the clam basket is basically right at your spawn, but you can't reach it without dropping down, where your opponents can come up right under your spawn and just spawn camp you very easily. So it's going to be very interesting to see. Rollers could definitely be a good weapon to start those camping, but Twinkies and Passionfruit, let's just see what they have heading up into this match very shortly.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Clam Blitz Mako is an incredibly claustrophobic map mode. You're guaranteed to see some very intense fights here, some shooting around corners, some serious aggression given how close together both baskets are. We do see the NZAP 85 coming out on both sides, including in the hands of Archer. On the other side, we do have the Splash and a Bamboo with pure MPU. And we have a Splash on the other side as well. And a Ballpoint, interestingly, on the side of Twinkies. Very quickly, though, we do see two members down on the side of Twinkies. It looks like Archer is going to take the choice to jump out. We do see Cyber and Eclipse going down, and one of them is surviving that 2v1. And Passionfruit is beginning their initial push and doing so quite successfully.
Yeah, Eclipse trying to go around onto their snipe does get called out and picked off by Archer, who does have that armor ready. Starts to use it, trying to make their push into mid as the Tri-Slosher goes down off the screen. Man advantage in favor of Twinkies right now as they build up clams, and I don't know if you saw that, but Passionfruit pretty close together right now, trying to push in.
Yeah, they're all about in true mid right now. We do see Eclipse getting taken out by that Neo Splash. Twinkies does have 3 specials ready to go. Make that 4, and they are popping those in relative unison. The Splash is holding on to that section bomb rush. You have to be curious why. Never mind, they do pop that right now. There is 3 people up on the side of Passionfruit, so this is a decent push that they could have organized here, but it is dangerous, especially with that Bamboo peeking at you. They do manage to get the pick on that Bamboo, but the Splash goes down. This is going to be quite a successful push for Twinkies. They have 5 clams remaining, and make that 0, and it looks like that push is over.
Yeah, with that Zap being last player alive, they're forced to pull back and try to hold mid to the best of their capabilities, build up clams, build up their special as their teammates come in. But Huber with this Bamboozler popping out those 10 missiles, 3 players up on each side, make that a man advantage for Passionfruit right now. 3 down on the side of Twinkies
Incredible.
as Huber starts to push up into this basket, and the first points on the board for Passionfruit, trying to take the lead now.
Yeah, they do manage to take the lead here. They do have 3 members up. Not enough clams at this point to continue a push. It looks like they did try and rush that, try and keep that push sustained, but they do get punished for it. And when you get wiped on clams Mako, it is really important to note that your opponent immediately has an opportunity to take complete control of mid. It is so easy to take control of mid here if your opponents are wiped, and that is exactly what Twinkies does. They are holding 2 power clams and 7 additional clams waiting for their shot to respawn before they can push up. Fortunately for them, that splash is down. The ballpoint does have Storm, which is going to be able to help them push in and do so quickly. Archer is currently on right, trying to find picks, and it looks like they're just going to go for dunks here.
Yeah, pushing that score down to 18 already with a few more clams to their disposal as well. 9 remaining, and Passionfruit just trying to group up together, not letting any more clams in, but Twinkies sneak it in, taking game number 1 of SOS number 42 semifinals.
Yeah, that was definitely very exciting. They managed to score 2 power clams there and then keep the push sustained while they had members down, which is always excellent and great to see. We do see that ballpoint flexing with 12 KAs though. That's very, very impressive.
Yeah, 12 KA on a decently quick match. That was, at least for Clamblit's sake, not bad by a ballpoint, especially on a very neutral map. I'd like to see what they can do when we head over to Rainmaker on Muscle Forge. There's 2 ways you can push up to this podium.
Yeah, and one of those pushes is decent and the other push is shaky. You could choose to push through rail. Yeah, you really have to be incredibly quick and coordinated with that, because in order to access that area, the opposing team has to either not be there altogether, or you have to like get a wipe, and they're going to be very quick to come out of spawn and access that area. The more traditional path that people tend to push is through the right side. That side is definitely safer because you can get up the wall there next to the podium and apply pressure into your opponent's court to help the Rainmaker access that. It is the cleaner and easier push, but this is a very common map mode, and I would like to add it's also going to be in Super Jump. So this is a something that we will be seeing a lot of in this next week. That last match was incredibly quick, but it was also pretty even up until that final push where Twinkies really just knocked it out of the park, scoring very successfully those 2 power clams and then additional clams. So I'm curious to see how this one goes.
Yeah, definitely. I am getting word that the whole map pool of Swim or Sink this week is from the Super Jump map pool. So this is going to be very interesting. Rainmaker Muscle Forge, seeing a custom jet sculpture coming out from the team in yellow, where that's a vanilla hero heavy.
Yeah, we do see that coming out. We do see a Soda Slosher on the yellow team, which would be Passionfruit. The K-Shot is the first one to go down and followed shortly after by the Zap. That is going to give Twinkies an edge here because their Armor Farmer is up. I take that back. They do fall, leaving the Heavy alone to defend this initial push. It looks like they're going to be preparing the push right.
Yeah. Pushing right is probably the safest, but against the Stingray, it's definitely going to be hard to get much points. But pushing it to 36, that's not too bad for a first push, but you have to lock down this defense, or just try to hold your area if you're on Passionfruit right now, as this K-Shot try and push up into mid, but gets shot down by the opposing K-Shot, pushing up, adding some more Tenta missile pressure as the Rainmaker resets back into mid.
Yeah, Twinkies did have successful control over their pit here where the Rainmaker was. Unfortunately, they did try and push into mid, which made them lose that defense temporarily when they lost a member. Passionfruit does have 2 people down, so does Twinkies. It looks like Archer is going to get the pick here on that 3rd. So now is an excellent opportunity to be able to paint up. Unfortunately, he does get called out in trench by Eclipse, who manages to get... and they're going to work up and now trying to handle the splat lane.
Yeah, and the splat lane just just trying to stay alive, as we see here. Having that Stingray ready. Not picking up the Rainmaker yet, but the Zap just coming in from Respawn on the side of Passionfruit. Here comes that Stingray. This is where you need to make a push right now if you're Twinkies. And there are 2 down on the side of Passionfruit. You need to try to lock down this defense as the Rainmaker does end up trading there.
Yeah, Violet is pushing up. Unfortunately, does get picked by the Soda Slusher. That Rainmaker is unfortunately going to fall into the hands of Passionfruit. Passionfruit just has too much paint down around it as the Rainmaker is reset. We do see Twinkies trying to jump in, but they are going to get punished for that. Whoa, okay. There are 3 members down on the side of Passionfruit, and at this point it does look like Twinkies is going to be able to make a successful push. We do see Archer putting pressure up on that block, getting the pick on Cuber. There are going to be more people coming out of spawn. Gets the pick on the Jet Sculpture. That's going to be very useful given that that Jet is the one that has Stingray, and Twinkies did pull lead here, which is important to note.
Yeah, that lead is very crucial. Once you hit that 35 point on this map, it's very hard to come back from, but it's definitely possible. You need to make one very good coordinated push. But with these teams at 34 and 36 respectively, it can go almost either way with how good these teams are.
Really can. 34 and 36 are successful pushes. They are points that can win a match, but these teams have been incredibly even, and at this point, Passionfruit is getting a feel for how Twinkies pushes aggressively and how they push defense, so they're going to be able to come up with an opportunity to be able to punish this. We do see 3 members going down on the side of Twinkies. The Soda Slusher has painted up quite a successful portion of mid. The Rainmaker is just following after their teammate. Unfortunately, 2 members do go down on the side of Passionfruit. That Rainmaker is doing everything they can to stay alive. They fall back into lockers. They are just going for it. The Stingray does come out, and that's going to make their job oh so much harder. Man, the missiles too. This poor Rainmaker has so much on their plate.
Yeah, definitely a lot going on right now. You could probably see the panic in how they're playing as the Rainmaker does finally go down, getting double teamed by that Heavy. Heavy taking out 2 members there and make that 3. Good triple by the Heavy as the members of Passionfruit coming in from Respawn. They need to grab this, they need to get this pop and try to take out a few members of Twinkies in the next 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's going to be all the much harder given the fact that the Splatling does get the pick on the K-Shot, but then shortly after the Soda Slusher gets the pick on the Splatling, and then the Soda Slusher gets picked, and then whoever picks them gets picked. Oh my gosh, they are just... the chain of picks right there. Twinkies does, at some point, manage to secure the Rainmaker. They are going for this, defensively pushing in the final 10 seconds. Their path is blocked, but man, that is 3 members down on the side of Passionfruit so quickly. Chan getting the quad in the final seconds of the match.
Jeez! Popping off a little bit there, K-Shot. Securing that win.
A little bit? Popping off a little bit? A lot of it. We do see that Archer did have 18 KAs. It's probably a little bit inflated because of Zap. The K-Shot came in at 13 if my eyes did not move too quickly. Both of those are very successful, and man, that K-Shot really did pop off in the final 30 seconds.
Yeah, that K-Shot probably it saved that ending so it didn't go into overtime there. If the K-Shot ended up going down after that second pick, we could have seen the members of Passionfruit group up, probably get another, make that 2, make that 3. They probably could have pushed it into overtime, but making it all the way, it would have been rough to take that lead, but still definitely possible. Let's see what happens going into my personal least favorite map mode combination, Skipper Pavilion Splat Zones.
Man, I don't share your disdain for this. My team has been practicing this a lot in preparation for Super Jump. So we have got our Splat Zone skipper down, and I'm sure Twinkies and Passionfruit does as well. I would add that this is match point for Twinkies. They win this next match and they move on the grand finals. That means that the pressure is going to be on for Passionfruit to perform well and 100% at their best because they want to stay in this. It's their time for a reverse sweep now. They just got to muster up and do it. We do see a Fire Fin coming out on the side of Passionfruit, and once again the ballpoint on the side of Twinkies. And instead of the Zap, we are seeing the Nozzle Nose from Archer with all MPU. That's going to enable them to play significantly more aggressively. Armors are quickly popped on both sides. Passionfruit is the first team to take control of the zone, but it quickly goes into neutral. And we do see one member going down on the side of Passionfruit as it looks like they are being flanked there from behind statue. It's going to make it very difficult for them to access zone as 2 members are currently down.
Yeah, definitely. As the H are able to pick off that end zap, and Passionfruit just trying to regroup, build up their specials. Here comes the 10 missiles, here comes the bomb rush from the splash from the side of Passionfruit. Try and push in, but the splash ends up going down, and the ink storm coming out from the side of Twinkies. 2 down on the side of Twinkies now, as Passionfruit does have man advantage. Zone will be neutralized as the Charger and Ballpoint end up trading, and Passionfruit getting that zone right back in their favor.
Yeah, we do see Cohese putting up a significant amount of paint on that zone, really trying to get some map control here and doing so very successfully. We do see that Twinkies does have their armor ready to pop as well as a bomb rush. That's going to be very useful to them in preparation for recapping the zone. That Slosher is now playing very aggressively, trying to pressure up long and doing very well at it. Unfortunately, the missiles are going to force them to fall back, and they do go down to those missiles as that the splash is popping that bomb rush trying to cap, and the zone flips in favor of Twinkies. It's incredibly even though. Both teams have about the same amount of penalty points and the same amount of remaining. This is a very even match so far.
Yeah, and as you say, that Slosher comes from behind, ends up getting 1, but this end zap getting 2 or 3, that was. A little pop-off there with their teammates, but that zone now in favor of Passionfruit. This is where you really need to try to lock out, and you have that bomb rush to your disposal as well. This could be a very easy lockout for Passionfruit if they can do it correctly.
And it looks like they are preparing to do that. And man, Eclipse goes down to the 10 missiles, so does Cohese. They did manage to secure quite a large amount of points there and pull lead. That's very useful. They are going to say, man, we're here. We're not done yet. This is SOS. We want to win this too. And they're doing very well. We do see that the ballpoint does have that storm ready to go. Twinkies is about to be done clearing their penalty points. They pop missiles. Archer is falling back, trying to, control where those 10 missiles are going to land to where they do the least amount of damage. There's 1 member down on the side of Twinkies. Passionfruit is once again going to take control of the zone and, more importantly, apply penalty points to Twinkies.
Yeah, those penalty points very crucial right now as 3 members go down on the side of Twinkies. Penalty points going down, make that a delayed wipe as the Atrium Ballpoint come in from their respawn. Penalty points have expired for Passionfruit, and with that armor online, paired up with those 10 missiles, but one of their teammates end up going down. 3 people up on each side, trying to push in. Twinkies get 1, they get 3, and the Zap gets 3! As it is a 1v1 with the Gation, but the Zap goes down to a stray suction bomb. Oh my gosh!
Man, the amount of work that Zap just put in for us, absolutely just incredibly phenomenal. Twinkies does somehow, forgive me, I was too distracted by the zap. Managed to retake the zone after that altercation. Twinkies is once again in control of the zone. It flipped back and forth for a moment. Twinkies has 2 specials online, and Passionfruit has 1 member up. This is going to be pretty difficult for them, but not impossible. They only need to neutralize zone before it goes into overtime. That is attainable. The Firefin has the bomb rush ready. There is 30 seconds left in the map, but contradictory, the Splash has their bomb rush ready to go. The H3 does go down on the side of Twinkies. That's going to take down precious armor in the final seconds of a match. They're not going to be able to get armor in time. All members on both teams are currently on the zone. It flips into neutral. That is not good for Twinkies. Passionfruit, it just has to apply paint, but they only have 1 member up. Make that 0 members up. And the match... the match is going to go in favor of Twinkies.
Passionfruit had it in the bag. They just panic a little bit too much there near the end. Once their Firefin went down with that bomb rush ready, they started pushing in, and they only had 1 special ready at that time.
Yeah, it was really incredible to watch. I will say, I personally did expect that match to go in favor of Passionfruit. They were very clean, very thoughtful on how they used their specials. That Slasher was just putting in some serious work with the amount of paint that they were putting down. The NZAC did a phenomenal job. Just sometimes things fall from your fingers. The pressure is on. People are gonna choke. It happens from time to time. Passionfruit did a fantastic job in all of those matches. They were all incredibly even, I will add. The Mako Mart was pretty stable. Rainmaker was pretty stable. The Splat Zones was very even. But Twinkies just has the edge here, and they are going to be moving on to Grand Finals.
Yeah, definitely. And let's take a quick look over at the other side of the bracket, where Luau versus Paradise right now. They're in a 2-2 set.
Paradise against whom? Oh, against Luau? Oh my goodness. 2-2, Paradise v Luau. That is a very intense set, and Twinkies is going to fight whoever the winner is. Both Paradise and Luau are very well-known, well-performing teams. So this is going to be a very interesting Grand Finals, for sure.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be very interesting, to say the least. But while we're here, let's give a quick promotion over to Super Jump one more time.
Oh man, Super Jump. That is next Saturday and Sunday. You can register with either your team or your pickup or your friends. SmashGG/SJ stands for Super Jump. There is a $800 prize pool, and it is rapidly growing. I know personally, my team has been registered for this since it was announced. We are ready to go. We've been practicing for this for about a month, and I hope you guys have too. As we mentioned earlier, the map modes that you have been seeing today are the map modes that are going to be in Super Jump. So find some friends, find some fellow players, get signed up. It is for everyone. Be a part of Splatoon history. This is a huge deal for the community and IPL, and I highly encourage all y'all to sign up.
Yeah, definitely. But with Super Jump running this month, we will not be running Low Ink here by IPL. But instead, you guys should go check out Little Squid League running this Saturday at 1 p.m. EST. It's a wonderful tournament that showcases your favorite low-level teams beginning their competitive journey. So if you're brand new to comp, this might be the tournament for you to start out on. You guys can go check them out over at little_squid_league on Twitch. You can also find their Discord at discord.io/littlesquidleague.
All right, sign up for Little Squid League. I'm signed up, so I really do encourage everyone to be involved in as many events as you realistically can. We are a community, a grassroots community that's by the players, for the players, as cheesy as it sounds. So we only get to have these wonderful streams and wonderful events if people show up. And enjoy playing Splat with your friends. Maybe even win the thing. You never know what might happen.
Yeah, definitely. But I don't know about you, but I think it's time we go grab some water before we hit our intense grand finals coming up very shortly.
Yeah, we'll be back in a moment, everyone. Stay fresh.
Welcome back, everyone, to Swim or Sink number 42. This is Vapor here on the mic with Skepidillions. How is it going, and are you ready for your grand finals of a Great White Bracket?
Absolutely, of course I am. I know you're ready, and I know everybody in chat is ready. Let's have some hype in the chat for Great White Grand Finals. We are going to be seeing Luau versus Twinkies. We did just see Twinkies on stream. They did pop off, and we all know Luau. They are the previous champions from SOS 41, a very, very well-known team. What do you expect, Vapor?
I expect a winner out of these two. This is going to be a good set, to say the least. Luau won before Twinkies. They have a few good members, as we just saw them get a very dominant win last set on stream. But we're going to head into our grand finals, starting off on Rainmaker Black Belly Skate Park.
Yo, good old Rainmaker Black Belly. I would say, what do we expect? But we expect the C-Jet, we expect that Zach. I have seen Archer pop off very successfully on Rainmaker Black Belly in a previous tournament. I do not recall which. Man, the flanks that particular 85 can pull off on this map mode, I personally can't wait to see it. I'm very curious to see what Luau will pull out as well. I'm not as familiar with their personal comp decisions. However, I mean, C-Jet is the most meta of meta on this particular map mode. Do you expect anything spicy, Vapor?
Give me a quick unpopular opinion here. I want to see a 52 gal deco.
On a Rainmaker Black Belly? I mean, I guess it works. Because you do have that splash wall, you do have that booyah.
52 gal deco, the one with Curling Bomb and Stingray.
Oh, okay. I misheard you. Sure? I mean,
Yeah.
Stingray is, I mean, it would happen. I mean, we did see, recently a team pull that out on Rainmaker Manta. I forget which tournament that was, but I did see someone pull it out recently, and they actually won that match.
Yeah.
I mean,
my explanation for it is K-Gal's in meta for a reason. It has very good killing power, very good paint. Give you a little bit more movement around the map with Curling Bomb and Stingray. You allow to play more aggressive than you can with a custom Jet Sculpture.
Interesting perspective. I'm very curious to see how having. Oh well, I guess we're not gonna see your weapon choice, Vapor. Unfortunately for thou, we do see Archer on the 85 and that Splatling with the Stingray, Chan with that K shot, which we saw them pull off some serious damage before. And we have a foil squeezer and some wonderful, wonderful tetras from the side of Luau. That squeezer playing the role of a pseudo backline with their range. It's currently in neutral. The Rainmaker, when it's in true mid, is one of the most difficult positions for Rainmaker in general. It's just because it's so easily contested. It's so difficult to get out of that area. We do see 3 members down on the side of Luau. It looked like they were preparing for a push, but that does get shot down. Archer is currently in possession of the Rainmaker, does go down to a bomb, but gets it to 31 remaining. With 3 members still up, oh man, and they get another one with the Rainmaker pop.
Yeah, and with that Stingray coming out, it will help close out that area. 2 members of Luau ends up going down. Surskit try to stop it, and they stop it at 3. What an early push by Twinkies. We are just over a minute into your grand finals, and Twinkies, they're showing dominance right now early on.
Yeah, that was a very successful initial push, taking it straight out of mid, all the way down to 3 remaining, but we all know how Rainmaker Black Belly is. No lead is safe on this particular map mode. Luau does have 2 specials ready to go. Unfortunately, given the fact that their NZAP is currently the one holding the Rainmaker, they're going to have to make this push entirely without armor. Their shot does go down, the NZAP follows shortly after. We do see that splashdown coming out of the Tetras and the bubble shortly after, but at this point, it's just to keep themselves alive. Twinkies has significant control of mid. We do see that the bubbles are somewhere on left side, but you know, they're really working up very aggressively here. With Rainmaker, the best defense is a good offense.
Yeah, definitely. But with 2 members of Twinkies ending up going down, the Rainmaker will try to push up as far as they can, and Luau trying to take control back of mid very quickly here as Drifty T does have that bubble blower ready, trying to push through that right side, maybe lead up for that Rainmaker, but the Tetras do end up going down, make that 2 down on the side of Luau. But this Rainmaker able to get 1, make that 2 actually, with that heavy still over in mid, trying to hold their own, but they get pincered.
Man, you have to respect a good Rainmaker handler. They're saying, I may go down, but you're going down with me, fam. Taking 2 out from the members of Twinkies. Luau does currently have possession of that Rainmaker. 1 member is down with Twinkies. They're going to be able to push, hopefully rather successfully. We do see that hammer taking out 1 member from Luau. Only 1 member is up, and it looks like that push has come to a close rather cleanly. Twinkies is shutting that down.
Yeah, try and push back here over in mid. Paint up as much as you can right now for Twinkies. You don't want Luau to get close to your Rainmaker, and since Luau doesn't have a Stingray, they can't really attack from far other than that Squeezer.
Yeah, and the members of Twinkies are falling back with that Rainmaker. Honestly, that's a rather disadvantageous thing to do. Oh man, that hammer does manage to use that Rainmaker as bait though. That's fantastic. You don't want to put the Rainmaker in a position where if you get picked, it's an easy push. That's exactly what's happening here. 2 members are down on the side of Twinkies. Luau has a significant amount of special utility to work with. And where that Rainmaker is, all they need to do is pop this and push far left. That's very clean. They can do it. They do have a lot to paint up. They're gonna have to not go down, but it is possible for Luau to pull out the win here.
Yeah, definitely very possible as this is now 2 up for Luau right now compared to the 3 on the side of Twinkies. Don't try to play too aggressive here yet as your Tetras go down as well. Make that the Rainmaker and another one. Archer right now trying to pop off, getting another, and almost taking out the Tetris as well.
Man, it's currently a 2v0 situation with Twinkies heading straight towards that podium with 13 seconds remaining. This is just incredible. Oh my gosh, they managed to get it down to 1. I was so sure they were going to KO there. Luau can technically pop this and force the match into overtime, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to. Oh man, they do. They have to get this from 1 remaining to a KO. This has to be clean and executed perfectly in order to work.
Yeah, and by perfect, you mean perfect. Here comes that Stingray from Twinkies trying to close it out right now. There goes the K-shot down as the Sploosh starts to push up in. And the Tetras go down, 2 down on the side of Luau. Sploosh pushing up, make that 3 down, hammer ready, and that will be it. Twinkies dominantly taking game 1.
That was incredibly dominant, honestly. They did not let up for a single moment of that match. It was absolutely incredible to watch. I did see the NZEP taking some very familiar positions that I've seen him play before. The whole match felt very familiar, very rehearsed, and practiced and clean. On the side of Twinkies, Luau falling back there with the Rainmaker. They did make some questionable decisions. I think it was just luck and in the moment decision making that cost them that match, unfortunately. But congratulations to Twinkies for taking that match. My oh my, what a walloping.
Yeah, what a walloping indeed. But our next map that we will be heading over to is Splat Zones on Anchovy. A decently neutral Splat Zones map, to say the least, but definitely favorable towards those backline weapons for the most part.
Yeah, I could definitely see that remix performing very well here. I believe the longest range that we had on Luau was the Squeezer. I could definitely see them trading that out for maybe a jet here. You need a little bit more range on Anchovy. You can run full frontline, but it does put you in a situation where you could just end up being locked out by a great sniper. You gotta take control of your fans, you gotta take control of your opponent's plat. It has to be extremely aggressive in order to be done cleanly. Curious to see what both teams pull out here. I can imagine that Luau was having some thoughts, right? They're an excellent team that previously won this tournament. They're very clean, practiced individuals. And just after a match like that last Rainmaker Black Belly match, you have to be evaluating your strategy that got you this far. And they did go 3-2 over Paradise last set. That happened off stream. But I imagine that that was an incredibly close set as well. And yeah, I really wonder what's going through their heads right now.
Yeah, I don't know what to expect heading into this either, because as of right now, Twinkies definitely has that advantage. Just switch over from that heavy vanilla heavy hero Splatling over to a heavy remix. You have a Booyah Bomb for that zone, and since Anchovy is a very Booyah Bomb heavy map as well, this could definitely be in Twinkies' favor. But Luau, do they have a trick up their sleeve to come at this Twinkies team?
I mean, let's face it, it's Luau. They have a trick up their sleeve, right? Just Twinkies, I do not recognize this team. I am assuming this is a pickup. I've never seen these four individuals play together before. That's kind of whack in and of itself. Yeah, I am very curious to see what both teams do decide to pull out. I believe we are waiting for comp decisions on both sides. You know, after that, we would be moving forward to TC Starfish. That's a very interesting map mode just because of how pivotal the addicts are to that situation. You really do have to reposition with that tower way more so than you would have to do on other map modes that are tower. Curious to see where that will go. And then, regardless of the outcome of those two matches, we will be seeing Clamblitz Reef. It's very exciting to see all of these matches just because this is the Super Jump map list. And it's very informative and very worth studying for those teams that are participating in Super Jump next weekend. If you're not registered, sign up and study these matches because they can help you out. You never know who might be your opponent.
Yeah, definitely. You don't know what will happen until we reach that point, and who will you actually face?
You don't know. You don't know who you're gonna face, and that's part of the excitement of a major. You can face anybody and everybody. That's part of the excitement for me personally. Who am I going to face right now that I look up to? That's always very, very exciting. A lot of teams have been working very hard over this past month, and I know people are still trying to form their pickups and get registered. So, Super Jump, get registered. Smash.gg/SJ. Do it. Do it now. And everybody gets to play day 2, so do it.
Yeah, definitely. But back to this game, I believe we just hopefully finished a few technical issues with the lobby and things like that. So hopefully we'll be heading into our next game here very shortly. Splat Zones on Anchovy Games.
Yeah, Splat Zones on Anchovy Games. It's a nice map mode to watch. It's very volatile. If it's not a shutdown, because like if a very strong team gets on your plat and just spawn camps you, at that point it's just over, right? But good 2 evenly matched teams. This is a very exciting map mode. It's a lot of picks, a lot of back and forth, a lot of the zone flips. I believe the match that I personally ever saw that had the most zone flips back and forth was actually on Splat Zones Anchovy. So always a very exciting map mode to watch for us commentators and spectators.
Yeah, I want to see a double Booyah Bomb come out here, but what team feels confident enough to do that at this point? We do see a Rapid come out, and no Booyah Bombs on the field at all.
No, we are seeing a complete absence of Booyahs and a very similar comp to last match, except we do see Surskit bringing out the Kenza Rapid Blaster. Luau is very quick with that armor, though. That's the advantage that the Zap is going to give you over the Nozzle Nose. It's just quicker armors. Unfortunately, we do see 2 members down on the side of Luau. Twinkie is in control of the zone, and they haven't even popped armor yet. They do pop that after their shot goes down at that point. So it's just a matter of preservation, cutting your losses, trying to stop the bleeding. And it looks like we do have the Splash trying to flank through window, but they have been called out.
Yeah, and with that H3 just chilling on their opponent's fan, the Tetris will jump out with this, leaving the Zap alone on their plat, and pushing up Twinkies, pushing in very deep. Zap able to take out the Splash, but 2 members from Twinkies do end up going down here, and zone will flip in favor of Luau.
Yeah, that's exactly what we see. Luau is not only taking control of the zone, but they are working their way up. Drifty T has been incredibly aggressive, getting pick after pick. They do get the end zap, the Nozzle Nose there. Unfortunately, they do get picked by that shot. Twinkies manages to secure the zone rather handedly with 3 members of Luau down. Twinkies is holding their specials, popping missiles. I take that back. At this point, they do have 40 penalty points to clear. That is not a lot. That can be gone very quickly. It's up to what they want to do on Luau's plat that's going to determine how this match goes from here, whether or not they're going to keep trading zone or whether or not they're going to be able to extend their lead.
Yeah, definitely. And with that Rapid coming in from respawn, we have this Tetris super jumping over to their teammates. 3 down on the side of Twinkies, leaving the K-Shot alone in the corner, who will end up jumping out to safety as these Tetris try to push up into their opponent's arcade to street area, trying to shark around.
That's something I saw that this particular Tetra player do very successfully last round with the Rainmaker match, was jump into their teammates in rapid succession and get picked. That's what they did there with a super jump splashdown. Here he goes again, jumping into a teammate on the other side of the map. That's very skilled and very coordinated, knowing where you need to be when. Here he goes again. Look at him go. with those super jumps, it's incredibly distracting for the opposing team to try and keep track of you, because they're constantly like, man, where are the Tetras? And nobody knows where the Tetras are. The Tetris is currently in zone. Oh my, oh my.
Yeah, but as the Tetris were super jumping around, the zone was in neutral for a long time at one point.
Yeah, managing to cap a zone and apply penalty points for a 1-point lead. This is now a very, very intense match. We have a member down on both sides, but Luau has their oh man, with that super jump splashdown from the Tetras clutching up. They're now pushing onto the plat. Man, that is not somebody I want on my plat.
Yeah, with those Tetras being all over the place, almost anything can happen with there. And sharking a little bit, they see the ballpoint in sight, but they decide to not overextend, and promoting super jump again, getting ready, but ends up going down this time. Unfortunate.
I will add it. Luau took the lead there. Twinkies did have the lead prior to this. Luau just took the lead by 1 point. So Twinkies with a minute left has to clear their penalty points, which I think they're going to be able to do here and hold on to it. The question is whether or not they can hold on to it. Luau does pop armor. They only have 3 points. They're popping bombs on the zone. Twinkies does manage to take lead here with 45 seconds remain. 1 member down on the side of Twinkies. I do strongly believe that the zone is going to go in favor of Luau, and it does. So it's just a matter of how well can Twinkies shut this down and either put the zone in neutral or take it back in overtime.
Yeah, definitely with Banana's armor going out, starting to push up into their opponent's plat. You gotta watch it, your opponent's office as well. Don't want them to drop in. 20 counts remaining, and that will be a lead take. But Zone, Bomb Rush onto it, will flip back in favor of Twinkies. There is not much time left on the clock. 2 members down on the side of Twinkies. 4, 3, 3 down. Wipe, and game number 2 will go in favor of Luau.
Wow. Oh, what a fantastic match. We even saw that Tetra player Kami jumping into the zone in the final seconds of the match. Maybe just for GG's, maybe just in case something happened. But man, you really gotta give that MVP award of the match to that Tetra player. Absolutely terrifying.
Yeah. Terrifying is an understatement, to say the least. Jumping out, you don't know if you're going to expect a splashdown or not every single time they jump.
You really just don't know. You have to be watching your overhead to make sure, and every single time you approach a jump to try and cancel it, you're going to be like, oh no, is that the Tetras? What am I going to do about it? Wow, what a fantastic match. It really did go back and forth in the final seconds there. Lead went in both hands in either direction by 1 point. 2 or 3 times during that last match. That's crazy. We will be moving on towards Tower Control Starfish main stage. I do expect that ballpoint to come back on the side of Twinkies. They've been running that the entire time. I think that will be a consistency moving forward. And ballpoint tends to do very well on Starfish.
Yeah. Ballpoint isn't a bad option at all. It has that movement capability. It can move around that tower very well. But let's see if we have those Tetras from Luau come back into this. Let's see if they can be annoying here on Tower Control as much as they were on Splat Zones.
Hashtag bring back the Tetras. Yeah, Tetras are such a incredibly fun match or weapon to watch, and an incredibly fun weapon to play alongside too. I know I've seen a couple of Splat tubers that play Tetris. You know who I'm talking about. Play very well on CC Starfish, so I think that the Tetras here will pop off as well. We do see those Tetras coming out. The K Rapid from Surskit. The Luau is going with the exact same comp. And it looks like Twinkies did make note that they traded out the K Shot for the T-Tech. The Tetras are the first to go down. That's not the worst thing in the world. It's Tetras. You know, they're going to be right back at it. And it looks like Twinkies is beginning their initial push and doing so rather aggressively.
Yeah, very aggressively. They picked off 2 very quickly. The ballpoint pushing onto their opponent's snipe very early as well. Getting that first checkpoint within the first 40 seconds of this game very successfully right now with 2 down on the side. Make that 3 down on the side of Luau. Twinkies pushing up this tower as far as they can. Staggered white there. And let's see how far they can push this tower right now. 3 members up on each side. With the ballpoint does end up going down. K-Shot trying to run away.
Man, absolutely fantastic there. They did manage to get almost to that second checkpoint extremely aggressively. We do see Drifty T now painting up, trying to take as much map control as possible. That is absolutely essential on Tower Control, and really any other mode, but it's less obvious how important that is on Tower Control. They do manage to get the pick on that T-Tech extremely cleanly, and are beginning their counter push. The NZAP pops armor, the Tetras use a splashdown at some point somewhere, and we now see the Splash bombing up, painting up. The ballpoint does drop down from Attic. That is a huge threat. You don't want that guy coming in and flanking. Get called out by Drifty T. They are going to be able to clear that first checkpoint here. Twinkies has their armor ready to go. That's something very important to consider because they can play a little more aggressively, take more risks. They popped that. Luau is currently at that second checkpoint. They haven't cleared it yet, though. Twinkies is going to be trying to shut this down here, but unfortunately, they do go 2 down.
Yeah, Twinkies actually go 3 down, and the ballpoint finally goes down as well. Surskit pushing up into their opponent's window with that baller, but it gets shredded decently quick. All members up on the field, but as I say that, the T-Tech ends up going down off screen. Checkpoint is cleared for the third time. Luau pushing it over to a knockout.
Wow, I will say that looks like it was very heavily in Twinkie's favor for that first minute of the match, but Luau, man, just said, we show you the push that never ended. And they just kept that going, you know, dancing around the tower, keeping it from resetting, it being incredibly aggressive, working together, using their specials at good time. Luau showed them what's up.
They definitely did. But this time around, we're going to Clan Bliss. Which team has the better coordination overall? On one of the most neutral Clan Blitz maps in the entire game, I'd say. Heading over to the Reef.
Yeah, the Reef is an incredibly defendable Clan Blitz mode. Assuming you don't get spawn camped to oblivion, controlling that basket is relatively easy because it's so far from your opponent's spawn, but so close to yours. It's a very claustrophobic area that's very easily controlled by bombs. Everybody knows here, that's been playing comp for more than a hot minute, that the place to control here is bridge. If you don't have bridge, you can't do anything. So I do expect to see a lot of fights in and around that bridge. Perhaps even something with a curling bomb rush that we've been seeing pop off more often since Riptide. I will say I have been seeing a bit more of the silver aerospray in my solo queue lobbies, so will we see one? I don't know. Curling bomb rush is pretty useful on Clan Blitz Reef, admittedly so.
Yeah, it might not be a bad idea. Silver Arrow might not be a bad weapon, but the range and killing power would be the one downside to it. Same with Tent, to say the least. But we don't see a curling bomb rush this time around, but we do see a double end zap coming out from Twinkies.
Yeah, Archer has decided to switch out that nozzle nose for the end zap. And we do see Twinkies with the 89. The 89 is very useful here. It's just going to give them a significant amount of paint and force people to dislocate when they might be sharking behind car. And Luau is preparing for some sort of a push here. They don't have the specials yet, nor the clams, because the K-Gal does get taken out. Kami is rolling all over the place with those Tetras, manages to get a pick with that splashdown, is really having to keep an eye on multiple targets at the same time. Eventually does get picked just because of the amount of chip damage on him. The 89 does get picked out as well on the other side. It's currently a very neutral game with 2 members down on Twinkies, but they're going to be very quick out of spawn.
Yeah, quick out of spawn. Indeed, Drifty T does have that Booyah Bomb ready. Here comes the Ink Armor from Luau's Enzap. Here comes the Booyah Bomb with the Power Clam at the ready. One member going down being the ballpoint to make that 2 with the Zap going down off screen. The K-Shot ends up picking off the Power Clam holder, but those Tetras with that splashdown pushing in. Surskit getting that Power Clam in for the first points on the board, and we're just under 90 seconds into this game.
Point out that this is a very continuable push. I believe it's that shot is the only one within range of the basket. We do see Chan coming back up. They now have access to that basket, but there are just so many members of Luau in Street and in Sneaky. They do have one clam though. It looks like that member is preparing to go up and milk that basket. They do so. Luau isn't holding any more clams. They can get some. There is some underneath the wall there, but they just don't. There's a lot of fights going on for that basket. Luau has so much paint on the ground. Twinkies does have that double zap comp to be able to try and counteract that paint, but man, what do you do against paint like that?
Yeah, definitely. And with this rapid going around, they do end up picking off that ballpoint baller coming out, trying to save their NZAP teammate, which they do so successfully. And with the Tetris coming in, they have a man advantage in that area, trying to hold their opponent's basket, picking off another with that rapid blaster from Surskit. But Luau does end up dropping 2 of their members.
The game is back in neutral. You can see how successfully Twinkie has pushed up. They are in control of mid. They are letting that paint speak for itself. Archer is in possession of an armor, pops it. They do have one member down on the side of Luau. Now's the time to sneak up and push up. They do that, bombing up car. Archer's falling back to gather some more clams. It looks like they'll be able to pull lead here. There are 2 members down on the side of Luau. They do lead. That's a substantial lead, I might add, with 35 remaining. They still have players, though, pushing, working up. Chan does get picked underneath the basket. We do see Archer off screen with 9 clams. He's going around trying to score anything. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Man!
There was a clam right under the basket, and Archer didn't decide to just throw the 9 in that he had. He just went, alright, there's 20 points remaining. Let me just grab this clam. That'll be an automatic win there.
That is some big brain clam blam, am I right?
Yeah.
Wow! Incredible! We are now in a 2v2 grand finals. Luau versus Twinkie. Moving on to Rainmaker Manta. Can we just appreciate that, like, the final clam push, though? I was sure that push was dead, and then Archer said, how about nah?
Yeah, Archer was like, alright, I see you. Let me just go right behind, finish it off right here and now. Rainmaker, Manta, Maria. We saw this earlier when Block 1 was around. Let's see what these teams do this time around. Heading into game number 5 of your best of 7. This is now basically a best of 3 at this point.
It really is. The pressure is on for these final matches. It is 2-2. Twinkies really put in some work there with that last match. It looked very cleanly in Luau's favor just because of the amount of paint that they were putting down. Twinkies made a very smart call there with that double zap comp to be able to counteract that paint. Fantastic job, fantastic coordination, even when 3 members were down. You know, being able to trust in the last man standing to be able to pull that off. I imagine they were screaming in that VC.
Yeah, I can feel the screams from here, but let's head into this match. We see a Sploosh 7 coming out from the side of Twinkies. This is going to be very exciting.
The good old Sploosh 7 on Rainmaker. Any Rainmaker, really. Twinkies does get the pop there. They are painting up, working up. There is a quick missile out from that K-shot on the side of Luau. They do use that very successfully to force all the members of Twinkies out of mid and get 2 picks with that. Whoa, okay. Very smart hammer there, sharking above the Rainmaker, getting 2 or 3 picks. It might have disappeared off screen a little bit too quickly for me to see. We do see the Tetras, though, painting up the left side. That's very important for them because that's the quickest path to score points here other than cut. Cut is very clean, very easy, but the fastest way to score points is actually through left. You're least likely to get called out for that. Luau does push the Rainmaker a little bit further. They do get picked with it. Twinkies is now going to have to take control of their own bunk and street and try to get this thing back in the mid.
Yeah, and with that hammer getting a splashdown cancel with it, 2-3 down on the side of Luau, make that a full white. And this Sploosh 7 going at it right now, finally going down to that end zap on the side of Luau. But that was a lot of damage, but nothing to follow up.
That is a hammer user who knows how to use a hammer. He really said yeet. We do see Luau currently in possession of the Rainmaker. They do shut down that push from Twinkies rather successfully. Wow, Banana is all the way underneath Mask, jumping through cut very cleanly, very successfully. They managed to pick all the members. Oh man, a nice little cheeky squid bag underneath the podium there from Drifty as they dunk that Rainmaker.
That was 7 down on the field, leaving Drifty T the last member alive with the free walk-up. What even happened there?
The Rainmaker jumped across cut, 2 members went down, the Splash had Suction Bomb Rush, used it to pop the Rainmaker shield, got the remaining pick from the last person that was up on the side of Twinkies there, and then used the paint that was provided by that pop to be able to clutch up and work up.
Yeah, that was a game and a half, to say the least. Especially right there at the end. But now, this is match point for Luau. If you're Twinkies right now, you have to force a Game 7 to Inkblot Tower. But on Splat Zone's Piranha Pit, you need to find a way to break through the aggression that Luau currently has.
Man, and after the showing that Twinkies put out on Rainmaker Blackbelly, I mean, you have to remember how dominant they were on that map mode. That first match of the set, just getting smacked like that on Rainmaker Manta, that's like, whoa. I mean, it could be just bad moment, bad timing, bad placement, which it probably is realistically. It happens to all of us. But like, what changes do you make to your comp and to your mindset moving forward into what could be match point? They need to win this to move on to Game 7, and they need to win that one too to take the tournament. And I'm sure Luau is feeling the pressure too. Twinkies has not made this easier for them.
Yeah, not easy at all, but we do see that ballpoint coming out one more time here on Splat Zone's Piranha Pit.
Yeah, 2 members very quickly down, 1 on each side. That makes it very even. Drifty T, man, putting in some work, getting that zap. Getting that zap is absolutely important. No armor for Twinkies' re-engagement. Everybody from Luau is currently back in mid by the looks of it. They still haven't managed to cap zone. It's currently in neutral. Drifty T does try to get a little bit of aggressive there, trying to create opportunity for their teammates to work up. Unfortunately, they do get shut down in a 2v1. Left zone is currently in control of Luau. Right zone is in control of Twinkies. There is 1 member coming out of spawn on the side of Twinkies, and Luau is getting prepared to cap that zone. Tetra goes around for a cheeky little flank on the ballpoint, and Luau finally captures that zone.
Yeah, but can we talk about, we are already a minute into this game, and we just made it 10 points down on at least one of these teams. This is a very low-scoring Splat Zones game. I don't think there's a complete wipe on any of these teams right now. But as I say that, 3 members go down on the side of Twinkies, leaving the K-Shot last person alive in a 1v4. It will end up jumping out to safety, but not before it is too late.
Yeah, jumping out was definitely the smart call there. You were being called out by every single member of Luau. They were all trying to get you. We do see 2 members down on the side of Luau. Twinkies has an opportunity to be able to cap these zones. They do have growing special utility. We have 60, 66, and 96. The inkjet, the ballpoint does pop Ink Storm. This is going to be very useful in preventing the members of Luau from re-engaging. It looks like Twinkies is going to be able to pull a lead here, but Luau is beginning to pop their specials. That's quite a threat. We do see the Tetras dropping down onto left ramp. They try to splash down, but they do get picked during it. The classic Tetra woe. And the blaster is trapped all the way over in useless.
Yeah, and I think there were actually 2 members over there in useless, as that's going to be a trade there between 4 people over in the drop of I'm pretty sure that was Twinkies, but the Tetra getting a nice movement, going around, taking out that Splash-O-Matic, and capping that zone once more.
Look at the amount of paint that they're putting down, working through the zone there, getting onto the right side near conveyors and using that splash zone. That's now given their team a significant amount of paint to work with. We do see Twinkies forcing the zone into neutral. This is good. This is what they need. The Tetras do go down. The Zap follows shortly after on the side of Luau. There are 2 members down on each side. Twinkies manages to cap the zone and apply penalty points. That's absolutely pivotal with almost 2 minutes remaining left in the match. This is, as you said earlier, a very evenly scoring match. It doesn't look like a lot of points are flipping in either direction. This is all about staying alive at this point and trying to apply as many penalty points as you can. Twinkies does get wiped. Unfortunately, Luau manages to apply a significant amount of special pressure and be able to really work up. They are clearing those penalty points as well. They don't have that many to clear in order to pull lead here.
Yeah, not many at all. This is left or right zone, pardon me, going back and forth right now. Not many points going up on the board for either side right now. Very neutral. The ball point goes down. That's 2 down on the side of Twinkies. Tetras do end up going down on the side of Luau, though. 2 up, 2 down on both sides right now, but Twinkies coming in from respawn, leaving Surskit, the last member of Luau, up towards the zone. It will be capped over by Twinkies now, and Surskit just getting pinched over to that far side as the splash goes down, coming in from respawn.
This match is a nail-biter. The points are so incredibly even. There are 30 seconds left in the match. I do not doubt that Luau can manage to cap the zone here. They have 3 specials. They just popped armor. It would be very wise for Twinkies to fall back and let them cap and then re-engage. Unfortunately, 2 of them do go down. It's currently a 2v2. The splash, pop, suction bomb rush, it's all about keeping zone in neutral for the final 15 seconds. If they do that, Twinkies wins and we move on to a game 7. If Luau clutches up right here, right now, and manages to be able to take this and force it in the overtime, they can win this tournament. There's so much paint. Both teams pop armor as soon as they have it. The zones stay in neutral, and that means that Twinkies takes the match, and we are moving on to a game 7 of Grand Finals.
I don't know about you. I don't know about you, Skip. Or even you out there at home chat. But game 7, top cut, winner goes home as the winner. Luau trying to win it back-to-back weeks now. Twinkies coming in, giving Luau a fight. We are heading over to Tower Control on Ink Blood Art Academy. This is going to be an insane match, to say the least.
Insane. This whole set has been insane. Just phenomenal from both teams. Fantastic job. I cannot believe that we are moving on to a game 7. It's not often that you see this in grand finals. It's usually it doesn't quite get to game 7, maybe gets to game 6. But man, this is a game 7. Whoever wins this goes home as champions. That's amazing.
Yeah, this is going to be very exciting right now. Luau trying to do this back-to-back times, but Twinkies does have that momentum from that game 6, which we just watched. Luau not going down without a fight, though. Let's see what happens here for Tower Inkblot. What do you expect heading into this?
I expect the Kenza Rapid Blaster to definitely still be in. We all know how well Rapid Blasters perform on TC, and the range that they have here can access Plat, it can access Slick, it can access the tower, obviously, from both of those stacks. The Blaster is definitely going to be coming back from Luau.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if the Tetras come back as well, trying to push into the Bats area of Twinkies. But here we go! Game 7, everyone get hyped over at home. We see the Rapid, we see the heavy remix coming out from the side of Twinkies. Let's get started here with Game 7 at Inkblot Art Academy Tower Control.
Yeah, it's game 7, grand finals. This is it. Admittedly, I did not expect the ballpoint to switch out for the remix. It's a wise change on the side of Twinkies. It will just simply perform better on tower control. We do see Luau was the first to pop armor. And special utility growing on both sides. It's just currently in neutral. 2 members down on the side of Luau. Twinkies, this is going to give them the opportunity to start pushing plat. We do see Chan moving over to the right side, trying to position at a different angle, because most people would push slick. Luau's going to know that. They're going to be prepared to counter that. We do see a 2v1 over on left stack. Chan does get called out for it and does go down. We now have 2 members down on the side of Twinkies. Luau can make a push out of this if they work quickly enough. And it looks like they're trying to do that. They do. The Rapid Blaster goes down and the Zap goes down, which means that this is no longer a safe push. Luau is going to fall back and try and maintain control of mid. That Tetris tries to get a pick there on somebody with a splash down. It's just very, very neutral right now.
Yeah, very neutral. We are over a minute into this game. No one has scored more than 10 points yet on this board. Very neutral, to say the least, and neither team has gone 3 down yet.
Yeah, neither team. That's an excellent point. The splash does go down on the side of Twinkies. That is a significant amount of paint output lost for the moment. Surskit pushes onto Twinkies plat. This is huge. Once you're on your opponent's plat, you can really do some damage. But as I say that, 3 members make that 4. That's a delayed wipe in favor of Twinkies. Luau is going to be working out of spawn. Twinkies pulls lead here. The question is, can they hold it long enough for checkpoint? Given how even this has been so far, they really, really, really need to clear that checkpoint. They do. Their armor weapon is still up. Twinkies is not. Twinkies now has only 1 member up, and Luau only has 1 member up, and Twinkies is now on their plat. This is huge.
Yeah, and with that Booyah Bomb coming out, that's going to put more pressure in the bats area of Luau, and pushing this tower all the way to 37 before going 3 down, but the Zap is still pushing it even further.
Man, clearing that second checkpoint. Oh man, and they are jumping in too. They're saying, we're still here. Man, are you kidding me? They get everybody onto plat once again. They are continuing this. We do see Violet over dropping in from Snipe on that Zap, getting the pick on their armor weapon. That is very big. Sharking over there trying to figure out how they can give their team a little bit more of an advantage working forward, and they're going to choose to make the jump out at that point, as that is safe. You are the only person up in that area. Luau has a lot to do in 2 minutes. They need to take control of mid. They need to smother Twinkies out of their own plat. With 1 member down currently, time is on the clock. You have to be in it to win it right now. They do have 3 specials ready to go, which does put a little bit of things in their favor, but Twinkies might be prepared to shut that down.
Yeah, at this point, this is a 2-stock match if you want to do Smash Bros. Related things right now. But the Booyah Bomb coming in, taking out that Rapid Blaster, but the Heavy is the last member up on the side of Twinkies. Trying to pressure this tower will end up getting picked off. That will be a delayed wipe on the side of Twinkies, and Luau, they really need to push through this first checkpoint and start pushing the second checkpoint very quickly.
They are working their way up. We do see Kami coming in from Luau, using the splash down. No! Dodge rolling into the water. That is tragic. Chan gets on the tower, manages to force it back towards mid. It does look like Banana has no choice but to fall back. They need to be able to access this tower at some point. Banana does get on the tower. We do see Booyah Bombs coming out from that remix. They are working up as best as they can. With 26 seconds remaining, they have to be on the tower as soon as they can. 1 member down on each side. That K-shot does get picked on the side of Twinkies. Luau is going to be able to get the tower. At this point, Twinkies really can just play it patient and shut it down at the right moment.
Yeah, time is in favor of Twinkies right now. Luau needs to get on this tower. 2 down on the side of Luau compared to the 1 that will be in favor of Twinkies, and they will be your winners of Swim or Sink number 42.
Congratulations to Twinkies for coming out of nowhere and taking it out of the hands of, the previous champion Luau. That was a fantastic final set. That is one for the books, one for the VOD review. Incredible. A lot of these matches were extremely heavy hitting. We'll take a moment to remember Rainmaker Black Belly. That was a shutdown. Splatzone's Anchovy was incredibly even. TC Starfish, Luau said, "Oh, we are here to win it," and shut that down. Twinkies, man, that clutch up on Clam Blitz Reef with that power clam at the very end there from that 85, absolutely fantastic. That quick KO, incredibly fast from that splash on the side of Luau with Rainmaker Manta. Just the back and forth with the specials and the lack of points in favor of either side from Twinkies there, taking the win on Splatstone's Piranha. That was an incredibly close match. And then finally, in Game 7, Twinkies eking out that win on TC Inkblot. Absolutely incredible set.
A very insane set. It will go down into the record books. But before we head off for tonight, let's give a few more plugs to Super Jump. That will be happening next weekend on the 25th and 26th of September. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it, Skep?
Yeah, that's next weekend on the 25th and 26th. That's September and Sunday. You have 2 blocks to be able to pick from. That ensures everybody really gets to play regardless of their time zone. Every team who plays day 1 moves on to day 2 in your own bracket. And the prize pool is currently at $800, which is very significant for a Splatoon tournament. Everybody is eligible to play. This is for all skill levels. I really highly encourage everyone to, show up for this event and support the scene and play and have some fun times, make some memories. This is going to be one for, the history of our Splatoon comp community.
Yeah, indeed.
And we
Update on that. Sign-ups for Super Jump will close the day before on September 24th. So sign up sooner rather than later. You don't want to miss it. But let's talk about our little low-level friends. We care for you guys with no low ink this month. We are bringing you guys Little Squid League number 15 over by Little Squid League. Tell us a little bit about them, Skep.
Oh, yes. I have been a very thankful participant of LSL for the past couple of months. I highly encourage everyone to sign up if you are eligible. It's a very well-run tournament. The matches and queues are always really quick. It is really good. And it's on Saturday at 1 p.m. I believe signups close late on Friday. There will be a stream, so, if you are into that kind of thing and you would rather watch and not play, you can check out their Twitch and watch that. And we also have our calendar moving forward for the next month. We will take a look at that. We do have SOS every Wednesday. You know what's up. This is really the most poppin' tournament that happens on a weeknight. You can be here or be square. We'll be here. And we also have Reef Rushdown this Saturday. That is an Oceania tournament. Happens in the morning for us EST folks. And last but not least, Super Jump on the 25th and 26th.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to miss that. But let's try to sign off here for tonight. Hopefully you guys at home enjoyed. Skep, where can the lovely viewers find you at?
Why, thank you, Vapor. You wonderful people in chat can find me here on Twitch and Twitter, Skepadillions as seen on screen. What about you, Vapor?
You guys can go find me over at Twitter at Vapor_SPL. That is a V4P0R_SPL. You can also find me here on Twitch at Vapor_SPL. But we've had a fun time here tonight. Shout outs to everyone on production. Thank you to Kraken and Shaz for commentating earlier tonight. Thank you for Tosi for being here streaming for us tonight as well. We will be rating Milena, right? Is that how you say that? Milana? Alright. We'll be rating Milana. They're playing Phasmophobia, I believe that's correct. But go show a friend of IPL some love. We'll catch you guys next time, and we'll see you next week for Swimmer Sing number 43.
Stay fresh.